Last we left our heroes with the Scourged Hearts stored safely within the Platinum Sanctuary. You returned to the city of Hammerstock. With each day the looming danger growing ever closer, you had several questions still to be answered and a plan to formulate. Meeting the Queen Baldora Redmane, you spoke about your options should an enemy attack the city. Defensible positions, the chances the enemy could have built an undead army and were moving it through the defunct Greystone mining tunnels, and the probability that Baldora herself had become infected with a deadly curse that caused the end of her father's life. This meeting proved useful, and you've ingratiated yourselves with the inner circle of the Red Keep, though more questions needed answers, namely the whereabouts and involvement of the Willbreakers and the status of the tunnels themselves. You set out into the outer city alongside a squad of Red Guard and investigated the tower of the notorious Willbreakers. The tower turned out to be seemingly impenetrable, and the interaction you did have wasn't a welcoming one. Rebuked, you moved on to investigate the mining operation that may be the route to the enemy's plan that they will take to raise the city. Delving deep within the dark and seemingly empty mining operation, you followed a trail of blood deeper within the mine, leading away from the inner city. You came upon an open cavern in which the blood trail led to a seeming dead end, and a massive insectoid creature guarded or naturally lived within it. In addition, you found that two walls within this cavern were not in fact real, but illusory. A smaller crevice leading south, which led to a small cavern, but another larger, guarded by a stronger illusion, and obscured a seemingly newly opened tunnel that stretched onward into darkness beyond sight. Brief investigation revealed this was where your would-be assassins had been holed up, and likely where the glycerin vials had been used to clear the rock and open the tunnels. It wasn't long before voices began to echo in the distance as your enemy began to approach. You hid and prepared an ambush in which the assassins and the casters of the Eldrazi were taken entirely by surprise thanks to some smart spellcasting and strong stealth rolls. The ambush left one unconscious but alive assailant while the rest had their asses thoroughly handed to them, and this is where we're going to begin. The sounds of the underground river just beyond begin to creep back in as the silent spell fades and the dust settles on your battle. The creature beyond the illusory wall seems not to have noticed you all as of yet, and for the time being a natural quiet falls across you all.
Do we still have the guy who's unconscious? Is that the one in Lavender's telekinesis?
There's two. Well, no, there's one in Lavender's telekinesis who's not unconscious.
He got killed.
Oh, did he? Okay,
Yeah.
so I have the unconscious guy.
There's only one unconscious just on the ground.
Okay.
All the others have been thoroughly murdered.
Okay. Mary just be standing over him, just snap out of something and start tying him up. I'm going to make sure that his hands are like completely bound in rope and tied together, because I know he's a caster and I know they kind of need their fingers to do that.
He is not a caster.
Oh, he isn't?
Nope.
I thought he was.
The one remaining was an assassin.
Okay, never mind. Then I'm just going to tie him up real good.
Is Lav's telekinesis still up?
It lasts for a minute.
10.
Then you're good. Still up.
Yeah. I look at the guy and I say, we could make this easy or we could make this hard. We're going to make this easy, right? And I telekinesis shut his mouth and then start nodding his head up and down.
Lavender, he's still unconscious.
Okay. Yeah.
It's very easy in that case, as his head just...
I never got to have a doll as a little girl.
Can I quickly search this guy before he wakes up?
This guy or the group?
Let's do the group.
This was the guy who had Whisper, right?
No.
Oh.
One of the casters had Whisper.
Can we grab that?
Okay, that's what I thought, because I thought I had downed the guy who had Whisper.
You downed like 3 people.
Okay, never mind. I'll just start searching this guy before he wakes up, I guess. And
okay.
So check everything. Make sure we don't miss anything.
Can we confirm we have Whisper back?
Without even making your investigation check, Whisper is found. But for those of you who want to search the bodies, make an investigation check to see what else you can find.
Mary, you want to do that?
Very quickly, Whisper is found, especially seeing as you already know where to look for it, given your multiple scry attempts on it.
I got a 22.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone else is helping.
I can just help you in general if you want to
I'll do
manage.
it.
Is that? Oh yeah, Hondo, you do it.
Hondo, I'm sure Hondo would absolutely raid these bodies.
Sure. So between the two of you and the rest of you, like just generally kind of kicking over their corpses, you find each of the assassins, so 3 had these small vials of poison that can be applied to blades or to ammunition. It's a very potent poison that many of you have felt the bite of in the last couple of days. It's good for one application of a single weapon or 10 dips of like 10 pieces of ammunition. So you've got 3 of those. You do find Whisper. And they have like decent like armor and equipment that is in relatively good shape. It seems like they have seen battle, but has been well taken care of and repaired. So if you wanted to, it's like leather armor and studded leather armors. I don't think it would be any better than what you have, but it's your choice to peruse it. And a couple of cloaks, 2 red, 3 black. And they don't carry much else. In terms of coin, you find one pouch of 500 gold.
Oh, God, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna write that down.
I got it.
Okay.
Do they all have tattoos of Asmodeus on them?
Each of the assassins in the black cloaks, they bear that brand-like tattoo brand, like it's kind of one and the same. Each of them bear one of those, and as Mary knows to look for the signs of the Eldrazi as well, and you see the symbols of Eldrazi trained assassins, each on the back of the neck and in the wrist. On the 2 red cloaked figures, you don't find the signs of Asmodeus. You do find the Eldrazi symbols, but they're slightly different than the ones on the 3 assassins. You can see there's a link between the 2, like the same general idea is there, but it seems like the core of like the imagery is slightly different, like almost like a different faction of the same group, if that makes sense.
Can I try and scribble both down in my notebook?
For sure. You'll need a little bit of light, but with Heartbreaker, no problem.
And I would also, hopefully before this dude becomes conscious again, like to just poke my head out and check on our praying mantis terrifying centipede monster friend.
Sure. Yeah, for the hi Mira, hello. For the purposes of this, let's get everyone to do another stealth check. All together stealth check. And then you can do your perception as well. Let's see.
We don't have POT, pass, or why do I always say POT? We don't have pass without a trace? Brock/Gord,
you would have had time to cast it if you wanted to as soon as the silence spell ended.
Yeah, let's cast it, baby.
Yeah, no problem. Not an issue there. So with the plus 10s, let's go Amanda and Scott.
20.
27.
Okay. Allie?
17.
With the plus 10?
Yep.
Kev?
Thank goodness.
34.
Oh, God, thank you.
Yeah. And Leah and Brock?
Got 30.
I rolled a 14. I'm just waiting for my D&D Beyond to load to see what my stealth. Oh, plus 6. Plus 10.
Sorry, what was your total?
Okay, 20.
Okay.
Plus 10.
30. Dang.
39.
Yeah.
Oof. Oh, shit.
Let's see.
Whoa, this page is all different now.
Yeah, there's a big update that they just put out.
I don't like change.
You can change it back.
No,
I don't know if ours is
like
different.
Mine's just,
You can turn off the dice thing. Oh wait, you might not have the dice. Oh no, I don't have the dice either. That's right.
No, it's just me.
That was only when I was logged in as you.
Yeah. Val, what was your perception as well?
I didn't roll that. Do you want me to roll it?
Yep.
Ooh, that's pretty good. Ooh, that's really good. 26.
Okay. As Mary and Hondo start looking over the bodies and you recover Whisper, and you take a minute or two just to quickly pick through the things, and everyone is being very careful to be very quiet, you make your way over to the wall. and just poke just the tip of your head out, just so you can see out through the illusory wall, because it's not like a two-way mirror. It looks like a wall on this side as well.
Okay.
But you know that there is where the wall ends, and you recall to look just outside of it, and you see this creature is just kind of like. It's a long creature, and half of its insectoid, centipede-like body is within this like river. You can see the steam is still kind of rolling off of it, but the other half is kind of sniffing around and like kind of like investigating. It either has caught a scent of some kind, or you did alert it earlier that there was something going on, like before the fight, like when you first entered this cavern. It might still be trying to pick that scent up, but it doesn't seem to have caught you. But it is still just kind of like idly looking around.
Do we want... I'll peek back in and go back to the group and whisper. Do we want to take this guy out of here? Like, we could teleport, circle out of here.
Let's just get deeper in the tunnels for now.
Sorry, what was that?
Just get deeper into the tunnel for now. They came in from somewhere, so this tunnel keeps going. So let's just get like further away from the mouth of the tunnel for now. And figure out what the fuck is going on before we just bring this guy on someone's doorstep.
Yeah, a refresher. So the entrance that you just looked through, the illusory entrance, enters into a maybe 20-foot wide, but about 30, maybe 40-foot long kind of section of cavern that tapers towards the end and looks like it continues into darkness. And you saw these guys come through from either just a stretch of tunnel or another cavern. There's something further. It would technically be east, but away from the cities proper. So it continues down, and through your investigation, you think likely it continues all the way to Mithril.
Do we want to... Yeah, I'm just wondering, how long do we want to stay here? If these guys are like an advanced party or scouting or trying to do work?
These won't take long.
Okay.
Okay.
If he screams, we just straight up murder him?
I think we're going to straight up murder him no matter what, and I'm just going to keep walking.
Are you dragging him, or what do you want to do?
Well, he's telekinesis, isn't he?
Yeah, so that's on Lav. You have to tell her what to do.
Yeah, you guys gotta figure this out, or else this guy becomes senti food.
Yeah, that's my thought anyway. Come on, just get him the fuck over here.
I begrudgingly look at Lav and go, nice, and keep walking.
You guys quietly...
He doesn't respond.
quietly make your way further into the tunnel, into further darkness, though with Heartbreaker's light, and I don't think you have any torches, but...
I have a torch.
If you... I don't remember if you had it lit, is more...
I have a torch. Get it out of my back pocket. Not you, Brawley.
You guys make it further into the tunnel, and you do see, as you kind of leave this room, you enter into another section of tunnel that you can see the walls of have been they're covered in this fine dust, and the ground is more fine dust, and there's a sudden scent of this sulfurous smell that you smelled when these glycerin vials have gone off, and you think that you put together that this has been relatively recently blown open, but you push forward just as this figure in your grasp begins to kind of stir. He's not fully awake yet, but starting to come to.
I'll approach. Just wait.
Good.
No, that was it. Just wait for him to wake up. Staring at him.
He just slowly, over another minute or two, starts to kind of blink and try and wriggle out of the telekinesis, but just coming to consciousness, he has no real strength to fight it. So he is at your will.
Yeah, you're not going anywhere, asshole. Oh, I don't know what the fuck to do with you. Just staring at him, very cold.
Okay. He kind of meets the stare, and the lower half of his face is covered by like a lower mask. The only
that'd get pulled off as soon as I could.
So revealing the lower half of the face, you see you see a half-elf male, dark eyes, but lighter skin, and his hair is kind of like a dark, almost black, though it's difficult to tell if there's any coloration given your location and the lack of light. But he just kind of meets your stare, and then meets all of your stare, and you see him close his eyes once more and just kind of go into almost like a meditative look.
Yeah, no, fuck that. And I'm going to smack him across the face. Not enough to do a whole point of damage and put him back into...
Oh, yeah, I understand. He just takes it, sniffs, and looks back.
Mary, I don't know how much we're gonna get out of this dude.
I guess that's up to him. It depends on whether or not he wants an honorable death or if he's fine with being eaten alive by that monster back there.
That's true, bro. It's totally up to you. My friend here, who's very stoic, this blue guy, he is super into wearing people's faces as masks. So it's probably either that, feeding you to the centipede guy that hurt your friend, or we could give you just a clean death. It's totally up to you.
I do not fear death in whatever manner you find fit.
Do you fear having your face worn as a mask?
You do not get with the people that I have been with and fear such things.
And how could we join them? Do you guys have a meeting place? We're kind of interested.
You would not be fit.
You don't think so?
Mm.
We just wipe the floor with you. I don't want to swear in front of a small child.
I don't think she can hear. To be
I think it's just in her headphones.
Oh, is it here? Okay. Well, then listen up, fuckface. All right. Well,
You think the people that you're with give a shit about you?
Can I try and cast friends?
yeah.
So what I was going to say is if you're going to try and do any interrogation here and try and break this guy, we're going to do a skill challenge for you.
Ooh, I love it.
Rather than just try a couple things and throw it at the wall.
Yeah.
If you want to try and do a spell, that counts as your attempt. And I'll have you do an Arcana check if you want to go through with that. But same as any skill challenge, 3 successes before 3 failures. And we'll see if you can attempt to break him and get any information, or if he just withholds everything from you guys. And Mary obviously knows very full well that they are trained to withstand interrogation and torture. So your typical just I'm gonna cut you to pieces, isn't exactly gonna work on this guy. But I'm not saying don't try it. Do whatever you feel is up to you. But let's do a little skill challenge for it. So if you want to try something, call it out.
Mary, do you want to go first? Because this is your guy.
Well, Lavender said she cast a spell, so let
Yeah,
her-
that's true.
she said that first.
Yeah, well, he's already seen me, so I can't disguise myself. So I'm gonna try friends.
Okay.
What do you say to him? What do you do?
I say, I don't know.
It doesn't really matter. It's just for flavor.
Yeah.
Well, it partially matters because as the part of friends, it just gives you advantage on charisma checks, right? They don't immediately just bend to your will.
Yeah.
So whatever you say, I'm going to give you the advantage that you get from friends, but it's going to be a persuasion, a deception, or an intimidation check, depending on how you phrase what you say here.
You're good at all those.
I could say, hey, don't we know each other? I've dealt with some really bad people before, and I don't know if I want to stay in this group.
Okay.
I immediately messaged to Brawley being like, just kidding, I know I want to stay in it.
I just kind of look over and go.
Okay, throw a persuasion check to see if you can convince him to give anything up with advantage for friends.
29
She got a natural 20.
and plus
on the first
9.
roll.
Okay. Advantage not needed. That is definitely one success.
Woo! Shit! Good start.
Okay. Anyone else? Just toss it out. And you can't use the same skill twice. I don't know if we've already said that.
I'd like to use persuasion. I'll be like, our meeting will end in 10 minutes, PS, but we're good.
It's okay.
I'll be like, guys, he's not going to talk. I say we just murder him and go back to the other guy we left alive. He was much more chatty.
Okay. Attempting to
Deceive him. Yeah.
Okay. Throw me straight deception.
Thought it was a natural 1. It's not. It's a natural 4. So that's 17.
Okay. Let me see. That is unfortunately a failure.
Oof, it wasn't good, guys. It wasn't a good lie.
It is a high DC based on their training against this specific encounter. So unfortunately, that is one fail. As he just kind of, you see a little glimmer of a smirk as either he knows that they won't give you anything if there is somebody there, or he knows there's not someone else alive and his fate is sealed.
Let me deal with this.
Hondo is so ready for this.
I'm so ready.
Hondo wants in.
I'm going to take my dagger and I'm going to stab him in the shoulder blade right here.
Okay. Attempting to, are you going for a straight intimidation or?
Yeah.
All right. Then
What
throw
do you
me.
say?
Yeah, I want to hear what you say. I want you to make an intimidation roll.
Let me roll first.
See how intimidating you actually are.
No, say it first. Say it first. It's much more fun.
Okay. Well, what I'm going to say is, this is just the beginning. It can get a lot better or it can get a lot worse.
Okay.
How do you want to play this?
Okay. Throw me your intimidation.
I rolled a 5.
What do you add to it? It's
So
probably
my
not.
intimidation
I
is
don't think.
10.
15.
Still a good attempt, and you
Yeah,
still
good
manage to you pierce his shoulder, and there's a wince of pain, but he manages to kind of hold tight, and it's not a shriek or anything like that, not even audible beyond this room.
I can see the pain. It's going to get worse, my friend.
He just like summons up a little bit of spit, spits in your face.
Oh, respect. Respect.
That is 2 fail,
Oh.
1 success.
Brawley, Mary, Gord.
Yeah, we got 3 other players.
No, is it 3 that we have to...
A lot of pressure.
Yeah. First one to 3.
I don't know if this would. I'm trying to figure
Animal
out how to
handling.
use the other skills.
Use animal handling.
Try taking nails out.
I'm going to just approach him and get pretty fucking close and just stare straight in his eyes. I don't know if this is going to directly apply.
Going.
That's not that way. And just say kind of quietly, okay, yes, I know it's getting worse. You don't owe them shit. You know that, right? You don't owe Caecilius fucking shit. You may think you're big shit here. You may think they fucking need you. You may think they sent you here for a fucking reason. They sent you here to fucking die. Because all you are is fucking disposable to them. Now, you don't owe them shit. You used to be a goddamn person, I'm assuming, under there.
You used to be my friend.
Now, maybe you can do something that fucking means something in these last few hours, seconds of your fucking life before we feed you to a monster or a clean death, depending on what's going on with your fucking head there. Maybe you can tell us what your fucking orders were and we can make this a little easier. And I'm just going to, while I'm saying this, watching the way he reacts to the names I'm dropping, I'm going to try to insight to see what he's reacting to and potentially change what I'm saying after that. Does that make sense? Any of this shit is like hitting a nerve.
Mary's playing 4D chess over here.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's good. I like the idea of trying to get a rise and try and like get into like, you know, what he's gone through, and you know what sacrifices were made, and you're trying to kind of play on that and kind of wheedle into like the voice in the back of everyone's head. So yeah, roll an insight check and see how much you are able to tap into that.
Oh god, okay. Oh fuck, roll. Natural fucking 20.
Oh shit!
Okay,
All
so
right.
that is a 29.
Plenty. That's 2 natural 20s on the successes.
So good.
That's real good. Mary, you watch, and all of you kind of watch where this cold exterior, ready for death, unblinking in the face of pain. You see Mary, and you some of you don't even pick up some of what she says as she gets real close and gets real quiet, but the more perceptive of you hear the lot. And you hear some names that doesn't sound familiar to you, but you watch as the assassin, bound, bleeding on his deathbed here, kind of looks back up at Mary, and you can see in his eyes the small sliver of humanity that's left within him kind of open up a bit more, and he looks up to you almost in a look of self-pity, and you can see you've gotten through.
I'll just take a step back. And
One
stand
more
in the back of the
chance.
group.
Gordo or Brawly?
What's left?
Whatever you want to try, other than insight and now the 3 charismas.
All
We only
right.
have 3 minutes and 14 seconds.
No pressure, Al.
Okay. Since I know that, I'm just gonna kind of look at him and go. There's a lot riding on this. Please just help us.
What are you trying to use here?
Whatever that
Be like doing push-ups while this is happening.
is. Yeah.
Use
I
athletics.
bet you can't challenge me.
You could say it in a way intimidatingly while like squeezing his arm real tight or something.
I think we used intimidation already.
Yeah.
I guess.
I'd be cool
I was
with
meant
a
for more for
strength-based intimidation, but
Yeah.
Ooh, strength-based? That's
But like with a really sweet little like, oh, this is all great, but I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Can I do that and just kind of like grab his arm, looking like I'm gonna be, be nice, but then just kind of squeeze it?
sure, let's find out.
Oh, come on, Allie, roll high.
Just
Oh, 19!
all right.
Oh, shit. What does she add to that strength?
Yeah, just your straight strength bonus of 5.
Yeah.
So it should be a 24,
Yeah.
which
Good
is
job,
a
Ollie.
success for sure.
Okay, why don't we pause here? I'll restart. I'm going to
Yeah.
restart this, okay?
So does it just restart the recording? Do we have to restart the meeting?
Oh, I have to restart the whole recording, or the whole meeting.
Oh, okay.
So I'll send it to the Facebook group. We'll see you in 1 moment.
As Allie attempts to friendly grab hold of this guy, but squeeze him to know that like you're serious. You see the gruff and hard exterior kind of break a little bit, and his shoulders slump, and he seems more open to your group, and says, I don't know everything, but he looks up at Mary and says, I would value an honorable death. I'll tell you what I can.
I'm sorry, the cat in the background.
I know.
Oliver, could you just stay on one fucking floor?
I don't know what he did. He just bounded down the floor.
He just ran back and forth in the hallway upstairs like 17 times and then flew down the stairs to me.
Because he knew we got this guy. He was pumped.
I think there's another cat outside.
Oh, okay. I'll just say, let's start with your orders.
We were brought in as assistants to, I don't even know her name, this fiend who was infiltrating the inner council of the Queen. And we were at her beck and call, and truthfully only here to lend a hand in the worst circumstances. If they needed to get out, if they wanted to make a move on the king or the queen before the rest of the teams get here. And apparently to try and take you all out, as you have become a thorn in the side of the Revenant Vow.
About that rest of the team get here, when is that supposed to go down?
All we knew was to follow the Moonweaver Festival. The evening of the Moonweaver Festival, they were to arrive. We were to wait for them here in the tunnels, and then meet up and await further instruction then.
We're just all frantically taking notes while he's talking. How many are coming?
Truthfully, I don't know. The only I know another team of our brethren are accompanying the wizard, but I know not who else comes.
What of the Willbreakers?
The Willbreakers were a partner to the Daggers, and they were instrumental in providing us with some of those explosives that you surely found. They were creating them. They were paid quite handsomely for them, and I believe the fiend woman, she had attempted to turn them to the Revenant Vow's cause. I know not if she was successful in that. After our encounter with you, we've more or less been holed up here.
So what about the party who cleaned house with the Daggers?
That was us. Before we hit you, we hit them. If it makes you feel better, your fight was much harder.
It does.
Didn't exactly do us any favors. Fucking hell.
You know the job.
Is there any specifics you know of the plan for the evening of the Moonweaver Festival?
All I know is they're coming through these tunnels with force. I know not how and what end they even mean to, beyond getting to the king and the queen, and who else as a target, I don't know.
How are they going to get word to you?
We were going to meet them here.
There's no other means of communication since then.
He kind of nods back towards the previous cave and says, we have some casters with our group. They were...
Past tense.
True. But there are more of them. So there are still them out there. They're called the Whisperers. Their words can reach very far. They would do most of the communicating.
What kind of weak spots do you see in your group, friend?
He says, if they come with more of us, there's not many weak spots. However, they came to our group. They came to the Eldrazi with a rabble of untrained, chaotic minds. They were brigands and fools. We were attempting to train them up, but it takes years. They don't have that kind of time.
They're still working on that then.
Of course.
In the mountain.
Is everyone together, or are you separate groups spread all out? Is this a one kind of, you guys are all doing like little warm fuzzy, get to know each other group things, or?
Not quite as warm and fuzzy as you make it sound. However, in the mountains is our main point of training and where we are stationed. However, we have some other bases around the realm, not quite as big as that one.
Can you be more specific, or that's all you can remember?
I've never been outside of the mountains. That's been my home for many years.
Wait, many years? That was being your home for many years?
Yeah.
How long you guys been in there?
Many years.
Well, shit. That's long.
Training takes decades. Why they prefer elf kind.
The Eldrazi are a near ancient order. You know of the Zentarum. They are above the Zentarum.
Do you have any family or loved ones you want us to say anything to?
No.
I kind of just look at Mary.
I'll look around to the rest of the group. Unless anyone has anything else. I'll just pull out just a small dagger. And I'll go up to him again.
He pulls his head up high and just kind of looks up at you, exposing his throat.
I'll just say quietly, I'll lean down, like, to do what I need to do. And just ask quietly, is Vahan still running things where he is?
Sorry, can you say that again?
Is Vahan still running things where he is?
He gives a slight nod.
I guess that bastard's next. Thank you for everything. And I'll...
Before you go to strike, he catches your eye and just says quietly in return, a storm is coming.
Shit.
And then just exposes his throat.
do what I need to do quickly.
There's a brief utter of pain and a slight gurgling as his body slumps to the side.
You showed him too much respect. I would have cut his head off instantly.
We were close to that.
You can do that now if you want.
Don't.
It's no fun now.
Oh, you could throw it at the centipede guy.
You can even have his face if you want.
Actually, Lav makes a good point. Maybe we should throw these bodies at the centipede guy.
Who would
I can give you a
You had a
face.
great point. Maybe we shouldn't make this seem like they were killed by swords. We should make this seem like they were killed by mandibles.
I think if, I mean, we need to be careful when we go back into the keep. We need to be careful who knows what we've done and what we've found. I mean, maybe publicly we found very little. We found no one, we found no evidence. We have no idea what their plans are. And within smaller circles, we can try to spread the message and
Who do we actually trust there?
That's a good point. Just Valdora?
The queen?
I do trust the Battleborns. I like them. I trust them.
what the fuck was that one guy's name? I can't remember.
Which one?
Braun.
No, not the Battleborns. The Kyle.
Oh, the old dude?
Haldor?
Kildred?
Baldric.
Yeah, there was Baldric and Braun were the two that went with you on your investigation to Dallon's and to find Ingrid and all that. Kildred is kind of the old cantankerous fuck who's kind of been against you the whole time, but he's not actively done anything towards you. And his Artizar, I forget his name, but he has basically done nothing to.
They just don't like us, which we are very used to.
The others who were in like the inner council was the Arcanist Balak, and who was also the Archivist.
Urdoc.
Orbrew, and Thor and Haldor.
Yeah, maybe we just make this seem like an accident if we can. I don't know how we're going to get back past those things with fresh blood, but I guess another question, is there anything we can do while we're here? Something to impede them?
I wonder, I don't have the magic for that. I was kind of wondering if that's something we set up later, if we could get to the queen quick.
We
but
do
there
have
are like
a box of explosives.
I just don't know how we'd rig it. Like my hope would be to get them when they're in here instead of like, just like collapse something. I would hope to like surprise them with a trap. I'm not skilled at that though. I wouldn't know how to do that.
I could probably try to rig something up, but it'd be a good amount of time and that shit's very dangerous.
I wonder if we should tell people before we try and rig something up.
Sure. Let's try to leave these monsters here. If anything, if we can find a way to try to trap the monsters in, gives them one more fucking thing to get through before they get to the city.
I don't want to kill old Blue. I think we just throw we could throw some stuff at him and then just scamper past
Hondo,
them.
like a head.
We could throw many heads.
We have a carpet.
We could throw limbs.
Heads
Keep
will
us-
roll, Hondo.
We have a
So-
carpet that might allow us to stay out of their reach at least for a bit while they feast on this shit. We have... Well, Lavender can help some people with that as well.
I mean, she's okay. I'm the one who has the carpet, so that's pretty important to this
Yeah, we
group.
can't all fit on the carpet though.
Yeah, that's what's important here. Home decor.
It's a nice carpet.
I'll take the carpet.
Yeah, Hondo will. My friend Hondo.
It's admittedly pretty fucking cool and we never fucking remember to use it. It's such a pain he has to get out of the bag.
We got this from this guy who lived in my hometown. We had to go there on this whole quest. You weren't there though, so that's too bad.
Oh god, I was not listening to any of that. I started thinking about my spells. So you guys, I gotta rest and get some more spells. I want to get out of here. I don't like being in caves. This is getting
I don't like being in
claustrophobic.
caves.
So can we make a fucking decision?
Okay, well let's just see. There's nothing else to see around here. We know they're going to keep coming through. There's this false wall. They could get from here, correct me if I'm wrong, Kyle, from here they could get into either the inner city or the outer city based on what we've seen with these caves.
Based on the fork?
Yeah. So essentially, if you were to continue, there's a straight shot, more or less. It's a little weird, wavy, but a straight shot towards the inner city, down towards where the sheath was, where the dagger's hideout was. There was the entrance down there that they said they utilized to go in and out with their, running for these glycerin vials and just running for like random things. There was also they're using an old mining tunnel that the mining operation just isn't using at this time. There's also the mine shaft that you used to get down here that was from the outer city towards like where the wheel breakers were. It was like a winding way down towards kind of a midsection point that you guys then took down this way. But that from the outer city down connected to the same main line that would take you to the inner city. So then in theory, yes, anyone who comes through these tunnels could get up into the outer city or through towards the inner city.
Why would they need access to both? Unless they've already set up that way. Unless they're planning on a two-pronged attack. Okay, well let's get the fuck out of here then. We have a giant group of guards. We have the Willbreakers who still won't fucking talk to us. Maybe if we let them know the people who are after them are dead, that might help.
Do you have enough to fly out of here? Like, do you have a spell that can have you fly out of here?
Yeah, it's called fly.
I mean, can you use it?
That's a better way to phrase your question. Yes, I do.
Okay, great. I'm going to start taking the carpet out. We could throw these bodies off the carpet into the pool of water if we want. We got to be quick because this thing seems to move fast. So maybe the slow people get on the carpet.
Yeah, we definitely want to get in combat with that.
Hondo and I can be speeding on our feet if we need to, if there's not enough way to keep us all in the air.
Brawley, maybe you're on the carpet with me and a body. Or
Gord,
two.
can you still fly yourself out of here if you need to?
I think you might have BRB'd. I think you read something about that.
It might be best if I do the chucking too.
Yes.
Strength-wise.
That's a really good idea. And Gordo has feline agility too.
I think he still has a wild shape.
Yeah, he used one wild shape, I think, to get down here as a bird. I don't remember. He has at least one.
He was doing some scouting for us.
Yeah, Brock, you still have at least one wild shape for sure. I just can't remember if you have both.
Yeah, I got it marked on my sheet.
So that's an option as well.
I want to drag some of these bodies. Could we try and move some of these bodies to half in the wall and half not?
Yeah, pretty easily. I mean, do you want to try and do that? You're doing that now before you guys make a break for it?
Yeah, I'll get the carpet out and just get that ready. But I kind of want to lead the monster in, so have these things like half out of the wall.
Well, this isn't, how big is this cavern? Like, they could block the whole thing if they come this way.
The
cavern, like, mouse.
from the Remoras, the insect creature.
Yeah.
No, it's. I mean, it's a big creature, but like it's like a 20-foot opening.
Okay.
15 foot like opening, and it's a large creature, but it can shrink small, right? Like it's like a centipede. Like it can go through a relatively small space.
Ugh.
Kyle has 2 minis and he wants to use them so bad.
We're gonna try and avoid that if we can.
It's not a good encounter for you. It would be
So
a
we
fun one
have
for me.
5 bodies.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's maybe drag 2 half in the wall. So it's like half in, half out.
Last one to drag that one, though.
What?
Get all the other ones set up first.
Okay, we could put 2 on the carpet with Brawley and I. And then we could leave 1 just like near the other 2 bodies.
You should put 1 down the other corridor to see if it'll scurry down there and see if it finds
right.
any.
That other, we should check that out.
I think we should get out of here, but that's a good idea, Lav.
Fuck. I really want to see what's in that other cavern.
Do you want to run and go see it?
I mean, do we have to? It's totally up to you, but I feel like we got some good intel. We might want to just get back to the queen.
I might just skirt. It was on the way, right, Kyle?
Yeah, so I don't have a good image, but the space you're in now leads back into an open cavern where this river kind of runs through it, and there's 2 bridges. Basically, at the point where the river meets on this side over here, you guys are like over here, there was a small crevice here that led to another tunnel down this way that Hondo had Jamichael go in and check out, but he was immediately eaten by the Remoras. So he unfortunately didn't get any intel.
Jamichael!
So
look, if you guys can distract
it would be on
enough,
the way back that way, but you'd have to take a detour.
I'll just pop in on the way and see what I can find.
Just to confirm, we all group up, and then you split the party down a scary dark dungeon tunnel.
I won't go far. I'll stick my head in, see what I can see. Maybe Hondo comes with me because we can be fast together and quiet together, and then we'll get the fuck out of there as soon as we can. Stay on the earring and let us know when things are safe to get running again.
You do have the dimension door gem.
I do.
Okay.
I just want to make sure we don't fucking miss anything. That's all.
Gord, do you want to
Why
ride?
would they have that hidden if there wasn't something to look at?
Gord, do you want to ride on the carpet with us, or do you want to be one of your fun little animal shapes?
I'll go on the carpet.
Cool. So 3 living people on the carpet with 2 bodies. 2 bodies half on the cave. And Lav had the good idea of maybe
Leaving
a body
back.
a little farther back.
Okay, easily enough. Throw me just another group stealth check as you attempt to just kind of move back towards the entrance, back towards where you know the Remoras is.
Do we have pass without a trace?
Yeah. I was just about to say that.
Good, because Lav and I need it.
Oh,
19.
that's not bad. Oh, shit.
19 still good? Good.
I got 29.
Oof.
23?
Not bad.
27.
Brawly!
So stealthy.
33.
No.
Yeah, I don't care about Kevin and Leah. You guys, it's like
Unless it's a
40,
1.
49, you know.
Yeah, it would have been like 35.
Yeah, near impossible, you know. Don't worry about
Bad
it.
for you, Hondo.
Yeah, without too much issue and guided by the Pass Without a Trace spell from Gord's staff, you're able to quickly set up the bodies, set up the carpet, get yourselves set. Lavender, are you casting Fly on yourself?
Sure am.
Throw me a Wild Magic Surge.
Ooh, shit.
I'll quietly say to Val.
20!
Ooh, nat
Ooh.
20.
Give me that opposite.
Yeah.
I'll say, Val, do
easily
you have an invisibility left?
I do, but we still have the carpet going. Oh, do you want it?
For Hondo and I.
Sure, yeah, I can do that. Let me just check. Yep. I'll touch both of them and cast invisibility on them.
Okay, level 4 or 3.
3, yep.
Lav, you just did a regular level 3, right?
Yeah.
You're not upcasting? Okay. So, how long does invisibility? It's like 10 for that one, right? Or is it just 1?
Let me just check. 1 hour.
1 hour. Dang, I thought it was only 10 minutes. Okay, as long as your concentration remains,
Yep.
you guys seemingly vanish from sight. So, to gather myself, Allie, Valentine, Gord, and two bodies, are on top of the carpet. Lavender is flying beside. All of you prepare to burst out of this tunnel and skirt by this scaled Remoraz creature seemingly taking a long bath. Hondo and Mary, you guys are going to run beneath and then skirt to the south towards where you know there is that illusory wall that you checked out before, and you're going to head in there.
Yep, just take a look and see what we can find. If it's nothing, we're gonna get the fuck out of there.
Okie dokie. So, using your stealth checks you've already rolled, there's no reason to roll another. You guys, and also because it's going to be pretty obvious as you burst out of here, all of you rush into motion, tossing the bodies. Where do you want to toss the bodies towards? Are you trying to throw them into the river as you go, or just like wherever towards the creature?
In the river.
But the only thing with the river is if it makes a splash, and then he can hear it.
Well, isn't the bodies a distraction? Isn't that the point?
I also I can make a minor illusion sound. But yeah, if we just drop a body right away, like thunk, and then drop a body a little, like couple seconds later, and thunk near it.
Well, you can use a body as like, oh fuck, you're getting close to us. Here, eat this, and then run away.
I was even gonna maybe ghost or minor illusion a sound of like, don't eat me, from the mouth of that place.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I'll do that because it can be as loud as a whisper or a scream.
Okay.
So I'll have this guy yell, "Don't eat me!"
Let me just check something.
In that voice.
Oh, don't eat me!
Drop it away from where Hondo and I need to run.
I'd like to drop it on Hondo.
Okay, so Mary and Honda, you guys begin making your full sprint invisibly against one another. You don't even see where each other are, but your speeds are relatively close, and you can hear one another as you're moving very quickly. The three of you on the carpet, you toss the bodies, and your illusion spell goes off, and you see this creature rear up and roar, and this squealing kind of roar that kind of reverberates off of the stone, and it splashes the steam. This rise of steam rushes up, and as you throw the body, it immediately just lunges on it and envelops it whole, just swallowing it down. The second body slams into the ground, and it tears after that one, and you see it just kind of grab it and pull back towards the sound that you made, and seemingly leave you as you guys move out at a pretty fast speed. The carpet isn't super fast because you can't like dash with it, but you're up off the ground and you're moving at a pretty good clip, and it seems very well distracted. However, Mary and Hondo are heading somewhere else. So the two of you begin making your way quickly down towards this south wall, and it takes a quick minute to like pad around the wall to find the spot, because this is not as wide a space as the other tavern. This was a small, about 5 to 10 foot wide space in the wall that is pretty well hidden, but you know it's already there, so you don't need to make another check. As you find your way and you pad the wall, you find the space, and the two of you duck inside. taking a quick look, you can see it's about a 10-15 foot like tunnel, not tunnel, but like just a hallway of stone before it opens up into a dark cavern beyond. What do you do?
Fuck. Can I make a perception check to try to see if I hear anything down the tunnel?
Sure. Yep.
18.
Okay. Just standing still as the kind of beating of your heart as the sudden burst of energy, you try and shut that out and focus and just try and listen, putting away the sounds of the creature behind you, which is thrashing about and now gnawing and chewing into bone of these dead bodies. You try and focus just on the tunnel ahead of you, and you do hear like a soft trickle of water on stone. And you hear some like shifting of something in the darkness. Something is shifting around in there on stone and kind of knocking little pebbles and things around. You can hear just like some faint movement in the darkness.
I'm not going to say anything because we're trying to be quiet. What are you doing, Hondo? We can't see each other, so...
You guys can tell the two of you are there, I think, though. Like, especially Hondo, you're passive. Like, yeah, your stealth checks are high, but you already knew what you were doing. And like Mary, you're kind of under your breath saying things very quietly. Like, you could tell that the two of you are near one another.
Should I light a torch?
No, we need to stay. You said it was 15 feet?
Yeah, roughly.
Okay, I'm going to... This is so stupid. I'm going to kind of creep along the wall and try to peer into that room and get ready. And I have this fucking gem out.
Okay.
To cast Dimension Door if I need to.
You, with one quick look back, you see the carpet and lavender kind of flying. They're about 80 feet away at this point as you begin to, you take a couple of steps inside and you move forward. Hondo, you hear Mary, kind of her footsteps faintly moving forward to the edge of this interior tunnel or interior hallway. And you get to the edge of it and make another perception. Is that what you're trying to do, or investigation?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Investigation is like a hands-on thing, right? I'm just trying to...
As you get to the edge, like, you don't see anything more than what you saw before.
Oh, like it's too dark, or...
It's too dark, and yeah, like the cavern is about like beyond this hallway. The cavern is maybe 40 by 40, so like you can just barely see. Like your vision fades before you see the end.
Okay, it descends down.
No, it's just a cavern.
Oh, okay.
But you just can't make anything out with your even with your goggles. You see there's a cavern. You can, as you get closer into the room, Hondo, your passive perception for sure. You pick up the sound of something shifting in the stone off to the left a bit. Just something moving about. But
what was that, Kev?
There's something here.
Fuck, this is too risky.
You would need to get in further and to investigate to either know what is happening in here.
What was that?
If you want to learn anything more.
I'm going to go in a bit further.
Oh God. Okay.
Okay.
I need info.
Okay. You are invisible, so the two of you
I'll go with him. Yeah, I'm not separating at this point.
Throw me stealth checks at advantage.
Okay.
Good, because the first one was a natural 1.
Ooh. That's pretty good. You still have advantage to take the higher. Roll again, take the higher.
Got 27.
Okay. Oh, wow. So it's like 29 for you, Hondo, something like that?
Yeah, I think my stealth is 10. No,
Okay, still. 26. Still crazy high. The two of you begin slowly making your way in, trying to be as quiet as possible, and trying to keep within range of one another, even though you're invisible. And it becomes harder as you become stealthier. However, You make your way towards a little bit further into this cavern, and you can tell it is a natural cavern. There is no stone tile floor or anything like that. Stalagmites and stalactites are kind of hanging from all areas around this cavern. However, as you make your way about 10-15 feet in further, there's a slight dip into like a slight dip into this cavern, like a bowl, and within this dip you see a series of things. The first being, to the left side of the room, you see a small head peek up over a stone. It looks like a smaller version of the creature beyond outside. You see this blue scale, kind of these little insectoid little antennae, and around it you can see these like stones are kind of piled up around it, and you can see as you enter the room it kind of ducks back down and hides. You also see that scattered around the cavern, immediately as you enter down into this bowl, are several corpses of these Remorhaz creatures. You can see their thick carapaces are cracked, and you see open fleshy underbellies exposed, and you can see that they are cut open across, like surgically cut open. You can see straight long lines cut into these fleshy bellies of these creatures. You see about three, two about the same size as the one beyond and one younger, smaller, that have been cut into and are definitely dead. You can tell that for sure. That's what you can see immediately.
Yeah, I'll just kind of reach out for Hondo and like pull his cloak like towards the door very quietly.
Okay, make a perception check with disadvantage.
Give me 1 minute. I want to investigate a body.
12.
You reach, but you don't find Hondo.
This is bad.
I'm gonna investigate.
Hondo, you're gonna make forward to the body.
Yeah.
Throw me investigation.
Okay.
Mary and Hondo with your passives, even Mary's passive. You hear the creature. All right. You hear the creature from the cavern beyond just tearing into, presumably into the other two bodies you left, and you can hear the creature that is in this room with you, kind of scurrying around, quietly, trying to be quiet, but you don't see it make any aggressive move towards you. Hondo, as you hit these bodies, you look in and just kind of get close, and immediately you get this scent, this like pungent, almost like bleach-like scent. It hits your nose, and it like you recoil, like it's just bad. But you can see there are tool marks along the bellies of these creatures, and especially along the carapaces. You can see broken glass kind of around the area as well, like pieces. You see like a long stem of a vial or a beaker. Something has been harvesting something from these creatures, and it looks like 3 of these have been. I don't know, something from the interior of their body has been taken out. And utilized in some manner. And as you look up with your dark vision, you get the sense you've gotten all you can get from here. And as you just kind of look one last look around, at the far end of the cavern, you can see the stone of this natural stone of this cavern kind of begins to rise up like a ramp towards a central point at the ceiling of this cavern, where you can see very faintly, though with a natural 20, the outline of what looks like a hatch in the ceiling of this cavern.
I'm going to retreat back now. I have the reconnaissance I need.
Okay.
Addie's the perfect spy.
You guys begin making your way back, unknowing where one another are, and throw me another stealth check at advantage. Mary and Hondo, as the rest of your group is now almost 200 some odd feet down the tunnel away from you.
Roll again.
You have advantage.
I rolled a fucking 1 on one of these again.
It's a good thing you had advantage.
Oof.
There you go.
Nice job, buddy.
24.
With the two of you quietly but invisibly, which is the key point, run back out of this cavern. You see this at the door, this small creature, this small younger Remoraz, kind of begin creeping towards, and you have to kind of sidestep it, and it starts following you out, but then it turns off towards the larger creature, which is feasting on your fallen assassin bodies. It takes where are you all headed, actually? Because that is more pertinent where you're going to meet up.
I was hoping to meet up with Fern on the other side because I think I told him to wait there. But then I just want to leave. I mean, I think I would go maybe like
The same way we came in.
yeah, but take the carpet like 100 feet and then just kind of like hover and wait for you guys.
Okay. Yeah, you go a little bit further than 100 because you can still see, the creature at 100. So I would say you go maybe 300, but still wait down. It's the same tunnel. And about 5 minutes pass before your friends catch up to you, or at least you guys catch up to the guys on the carpet. And they can't see you.
Okay. Oh,
So where are we headed?
Val, you can drop the fucking spell now.
Oh my god,
Get
you
the
guys are
fuck out of
here?
here. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Is Hondo here?
Yeah.
I'm here and I have info, but I should say it only once.
Okay, why don't we keep going and then do you want to say it to the queen too, or?
Maybe we should keep it up from the queen first and decide.
Okay, why don't we go to the very exit of this cave and then you tell us once and then we decide if you will ever tell again.
That'll do.
This must be bad if it grossed out Hondo.
Did it gross you out, Hondo?
It did not, but it's
Freak you out?
I think we found a nest.
Oh, sexy. I'll drop the invisibility
You now see Mary and Hondo.
and let's get the fuck out of here.
So are you getting out of here to go all the way back down these tunnels to the inner city, or back up through like the spiral back towards the outer city?
I would say back towards where we came in because we left a bunch of guards there.
So
I
back
agree.
towards the outer city.
I agree.
Okay.
Although we do need to see where this leads out towards the inner city as well.
I kind of just want to, yeah.
You have a general idea. I guess you haven't been there, but you know the daggers directed you roughly to. And actually, Lavender would probably have a pretty good idea where the entrance to this place is on the
Okay.
inner city side, just from like your scouting around the daggers stuff.
Because she's a traitor.
Maybe.
Some experience.
But you were told roughly that it was around where the sheath is. So you already have that kind of information if that's what you're looking for. But you want to make your way to the outer city, and within 10 minutes or so, you are breaching the exterior of the mining tunnels, and you see your 10 red guard on guard waiting for your instructions. They give you a nod but say no more as you reappear.
Hondo, are you going to tell us this before we meet the guard people or like on the way?
I'll tell on the way.
Okay, you have a 10 minutes of conversation. You get starting up the path, and you can continue your conversation.
The way that from when he explained where the trapdoor was, it was a spiral up. Could we try to just figure out where in the city we think that trapdoor might come up?
Sure, throw me a survival.
Oh god, this is bad. I'll talk about it out loud if anyone wants to help me.
Sure.
Okay.
Don't get my info yet.
I'm going to save it just in case.
Oh god. Okay. That's a 15
It's not bad.
plus 1.
Yeah,
you
that's not horrible. I'm just I'm looking to see if there's a better skill for this.
Survival makes sense.
Survival's like the tracking skill, so it's trying to position yourself. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with it.
Yeah.
With a 15, I have two of the same pages. Why do I have that? The 15, you can do a rough guesstimation of the direction that it's headed. Would be back towards the and it's close enough to the spiral back up that, and in the rough direction you can see it is it would align near the Willbreaker's tower. It makes sense.
Makes sense.
Should we try to talk to these assholes again, or are we giving up on them?
No, fuck these guys. They were mean.
I mean, we could fucking use them or find out if they're going to be used against us.
I think the way we'd find out if they're going to be used against us is they start a fight with us. I say we tell the queen. We got info. I think we tell the queen.
How long has this all been?
Here's my info.
We did
How long
hear
has it
your
been
info.
since you last saw the queen?
How long has it been since the morning?
Oh yeah, I mean, like as you guys re-enter society and leave the mines, it's well into the afternoon. It took you a while to leave the inner city, come to the outer city, hang out with the will breakers, make your way down into the mines, slow investigation through the mines, fight, talk, investigate, back up. So yeah, it's like late afternoon.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. We should figure out what we're gonna say.
Okay, so I think we trust the queen. We want to tell the queen. I trust Haldor. I trust Thor. I trust the Battleborns. I think I trust...
We need to speak to Baldric alone, probably.
Why?
I think he knows something. I have a suspicion, and I just want to get it cleared.
Well, Lav's got a thing with him. I bet we could work something like that.
Yeah, I could probably get him somewhere.
Look very quizzically and confused, and then just keep walking.
Yeah, let's talk to the queen, and we need a battle plan.
Yeah, we should probably talk about that now. We need something to present. So we think that those creatures possibly are what are creating the substance. I love the idea, although I don't know if we can pull it off before tomorrow night, of setting off something when they try to enter this place. I mean, maybe it's literally just as simple as putting a box of stuff near the entrance and exploding it from afar.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good idea. There's some spells too, like, I know I've read about some spells that could be like triggered by people moving near them. I don't know if that's in the employ of anyone in Valdora's court. Before we leave here, maybe we should leave like 5 red guard here, just kind of as a watch. Good idea.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I mean, we need some kind of sentry. If there was some kind of way of being able to tell, a 10-minute head start is going to mean the world.
So why don't we leave these guys here just in case? I think we're okay. But that's one of the most urgent things we could tell them. I mean, Haldor gave Brawley a send stone. Maybe they have something similar that they could use as like a sentry thing. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they have message things.
Or they can, one of them can run off. I'm sure they have a point somewhere where they can send a message.
Yeah.
Tend to be organized in a place like this. They tend to take this shit seriously. Have we... No, there's nothing really we need to tell Haldor about specifically. We need to get everyone in a room.
Do you want to talk to our boy Baldric first or after talking to the queen?
Before might be good.
All right. Why don't we head back there, see if we can get Baldric on the line?
What are we presenting? What's our plan? What's our game plan?
Then we present the info, and we know that they're going to move through the tunnels. We know that the Eldrazi are working with them. We know that it was the evening of the Moonweaver Festival. I did some research, just preliminary stuff, and there is some arcane reasons for a scary cult to be using an eclipse like this. The planes get a little thinner. I mean, you could do some sort of summon or sacrifice, and it just makes sense that maybe at the peak of this eclipse, something tries to go down. I think we saw there's an entrance to the inner city and the outer city. I think they could do both. Like, they could split their forces and do both.
I wouldn't be surprised if they use the attack on the outer city to draw forces so that they can get into the inner city more easily.
We did hear there was another hit team too. It could be use the big force on the outer city, send in the elite other Eldrazi force, and bring them through, try and get the queen.
I think we need to stay in the inner city for sure.
We need to be with the queen, wherever the queen is.
And if there's they're going to know we're here. I don't know if there's any point in hiding us specifically, but we need to stop it's not just the queen. As much as, yes, we need to keep the queen safe, there are thousands of people in this city. And if we can find a way to put them somewhere on the opposite side, no one should be in this area, but we can't just tell everyone, because then they know that we know.
They know that we know that they know that we
It's
know.
fucking Coventry.
I'm gonna see maybe tonight. Lav, you got that book on like the
Yeah, I want to keep reading that because I want to see if Brawley's famous. I mean, who is related to Queen? I wonder how she's feeling.
I also think I'm gonna try and research more. Like, why this night? Why is there a reason that they want to hit on this night? And maybe like, if we survive the night, is that enough, or is this going to be a siege for a while? There's just a lot of things we don't know.
I want to make some. What else do we need to get accomplished? We'll say this all as we're walking. What else do we need to get accomplished? I want to.
Glycerin bombs is not a bad idea. If we set up like a glycerin tripwire at the entrance to the one cave, try and collapse in on people.
Absolutely. I wouldn't rely specifically on stuff that someone's going to have to trip, because then that means it could be disarmed.
Sorry, I meant like something we explode. Like you suggested, like shooting. That's a great idea.
Something. I mean, it might not be if it's the outer or the inner city. Maybe both. I mean, we have a good amount of these vials now.
I feel like the castle is the most defensible place. Like if we hole up at the castle with the queen, we could ask her what's the most, like, is it a tower, but somewhere we can hold out and just try and fight these people off.
Maybe she shouldn't be in the castle.
If they got a fiend, that's bad news.
If sorcerer power is also heightened during the full moon, they have some pretty powerful sorcerers inside of the castle.
That's true.
Is there protection power? Who knows?
Okay, well, we'll present what we have. We'll stay in the inner city. I'd like to get some work done on my end. I'm running dry on a lot of things. If I can get some, use the last of my black powder, I just need an open space. Maybe they have something here. We can borrow a
I bet they
or
do.
something.
I mean, they're like mines, and
I have the tools. I just need a space.
So why don't we go see Baldric first, then see the queen, talk plan, and then maybe we even plan into the night.
Okay.
By the way, good job with these fuckers. That was some good redemption. The last time these assholes hit, I didn't do shit, so that felt good. Hondo, maybe don't lose that ancient, powerful weapon again.
It is on my body now.
Okay. So, are you leaving the 4 of these guys, or 5 of these guys, splitting the 10 guys?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so the 5 of them follow your orders, nod, and take either side of the mines, and just take a sentry position. And you just bring the other 5 with you guys?
Yeah, I think that's good.
It's another trek back through the city, through the outer city, back towards the inner city. And as you do, you begin to see more and more of people setting up and getting ready for the festival. You see people preparing large casks of ale, mead, wine, final kind of preparations for decorations, and there's an air of excitement that's kind of ringing through the city, and it kind of hits you guys in this pit of your stomach that like something dark is coming, and this is the wrong mood for this. It feels very odd, and you make your way through to the inner city. As
we walk, can I sorry to interrupt, can I take out my book and write in it to Haldor, do you know where Baldric is? ? Not an enemy, just curious.
You send the message and there's no response.
Okay. I'll also turn to the group and be like, can we fight Raymond if he's coming here? That's something we gotta talk about preparing for. If he's on the battlefield,
We have no chance.
I like that optimism. Jesus, you want to keep balls to the wall on that shit. You've hated him since the beginning.
It's true. He was a challenge without that fucking staff.
I forgot all about the fucking staff. Well, We got Valdora. She seems to know her way around that hammer. Lavender is a new ad that he doesn't really know about.
There is
He
one.
knows us. That's the problem. He'll know how to fight us.
He doesn't know Hondo. I don't know Hondo.
If we make a deal with the devil.
What?
Oh God.
Last time, I just start walking away.
The only problem is we know how powerful the staff is, but we don't know to what extent it has enhanced his power, and it could be ridiculously OP.
Yes.
I mean, if I can... This is such a fucking stretch. If I get up on him, I might be able to get him to drop it. Maybe. But that's a big fucking maybe. And he's not going to let me get close.
We did a good job with these assassins. If we can work in tandem, if he shows up on the field and gets close, if we all focus on him, we might stand a chance, but...
Right, but what's our... Let's be honest. We're probably not going to take all of these people down. There's too many of them. There's not enough of us. If he brings... We're just talking just Raymond. What about Throtier? What about Egoth? There's other people here, and I don't know that we can handle all of them. We got fucking lucky with that dragon.
If it goes real bad, real bad, I say we try and take Valdora and all of us. We hide somewhere for 10 minutes, and I teleportation circle us to you know where, that I don't think we should talk about publicly.
I agree.
But that's our this is the worst option. This is everything is bad, the city has fallen. We try and steal 10 minutes and I could get us out of here.
We should use a code name for it.
I love a good code name.
That's not my strong suit, guys. I'm gonna leave the code name up to somebody else.
Into the unknown. I like it. I like it a lot.
Of course you like it. You just thought of it.
That's why I like it. Yeah. If you hear us mention Into the Unknown, either in a scream of panic or a subtle conversation, that means we're doing it.
We need to also talk about how many diamonds do we have?
Yeah.
I don't have...
You have some, Scott.
Who? Sorry, who?
I'm saying, like, you have some. You had some written down that we didn't use because we used mine to try to get Nevier.
And then we have one more left. Oh no, we used that on Hondo.
I have 100 gold worth of diamonds. We need to find more, I think, is what we need to do.
Yeah, that could be maybe an out of game thing we do. I guess we don't know how the rest of the night's gonna go. We should probably figure that out.
I want to know your plan for timing. It's going to be important.
I would like to know how many. I would like to know if we have diamonds enough for revive or.
That's check your packs and check your. Notes.
I have 100 gold, Scott. You had we had enough.
I was under the impression that you had enough for one full res left.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember who has what in what manner, but your characters would know. So I would say you can pool them with the only guy who can use them.
I need a diamond worth 500 Gs.
You need 500 gold worth of diamonds.
That's correct.
Yeah, I don't know. Whether the spell says you need a diamond, I don't give a shit. Diamonds are fine with me. It's stupid to have one diamond. You could have a group of diamonds. 500 gold worth of diamonds, which I will say you have 500 gold worth of diamonds.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I
Because I remember you having them in some capacity. You bought them in some way. You tried to get Nevier. Unfortunately, that was burned. Since then...
Yeah, because I had 600 and then we used mine. No, we haven't used... Well, we can't... That's the only spell that uses diamonds.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you brought Hondo back with one. You had 3 going into the fight in the Abyss.
I think we used 2 on Hondo. Or was it just the 1?
I did counterspell something to bring, but I thought it was just a cure.
No, you counterspelled. We found some though. That's the thing. Okay. My diamonds that I had in my pocket were because we found some in that hoard.
Regardless, it doesn't matter. Neither here nor there.
We have one.
You have one full res.
Okay.
We might
So-
want to get more if we
I think
can.
we should probably get more.
Maybe that's I mean, as well, I don't know if we want to offer Valentine. It'd be up to you. If Haldor wants to cough up the diamonds for his son,
Yeah, he seemed. I'll ask. It seemed like they're okay that he died in battle, but I'll ask. We could just see.
Could we dimension door to Arendelle, get some more diamonds, and then come back?
I like your thinking, but Dimension Door doesn't work that far. I would say we have a shitload of cash we could put towards buying diamonds here.
I think a place like this, I mean, it's a mining town. There's got to be diamonds somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's not about. I'd fucking love to get back to my city. We need a fucking teleportation circle from there.
Yeah, that takes a while.
At this point, you guys are getting into the inner city and are at your crossroads of heading into the Marquee District to either check in at the Pearl for any of your stuff there. There are the shops and stuff that are in the Marquee District that you can attend and try and get any of the stuff you want to get, or another half hour and you would be in the Keep to continue conversation with Baldric or with the Queen, or you can make your way to see if Thor or Haldor are in the Keep, or if they're at the Champions Guild Longhouse. Where are we headed?
I think we need to get. Shit needs to start moving. I mean, we need to start let the Queen know so that she can start preparing quietly, and we can do any of our little shit tomorrow morning, I guess. But there are far larger forces than us that need mobilizing.
So let's go to the Keep. See the
Okay.
yeah.
Let's try to track down what's his face first.
You can send your group of soldiers to try and scout ahead and deliver the message to Baldric if you wish. They're happy to be. They're at your service. They're whatever you want them to do. If you want to send them to try and gather people, try and get a talk going, they can easily do that. Or you can just try and find him in your own manner.
Let's send. Go for it.
Maybe we try to get one of them to track down the Battleborn.
Send 3 and keep 2.
Okay. Where are you sending them to find the Battleborns?
To send them up to the Keep, maybe, and I mean, they can try to. Lavender, why don't you write a nice note for Baldric? Send it with someone.
Sure, I can do that.
Okay. 3 of the soldiers begin making their way towards the guild house to try and track him down there, and then they said they'll try and make their way to the Keep afterwards if they don't find Haldor or Thor within the guild house. And one of them awaits a letter from Lavender. What are you going to try and intone in this letter?
To Baldric.
I'm gonna say, hello, my forbidden love. This is Lavender. I need your help more than ever before. Though our lives have been staggered due to age, I feel as though we are both living right now and need to make the most of it. Please meet me at your earliest convenience. Also, don't listen. Actually, I scratch it out. Also, I can't wait to see you.
Where are you telling him to meet us?
Where are you telling to meet?
Oh, and on the letter, I literally write, oh shit. Meet me. Where do you want to meet?
At the Solana?
Meet me at
somewhere quiet where we can talk, basically. Yeah, but at the Solinar, where we met and stuff originally.
The Soul Forge.
Soul Forge.
3 first.
Yeah. Meet me where I first laid eyes on you. Where our souls forged
There you go.
a connection. The Soul Forge. Lavender with a heart.
Okay. You close the letter, give it a kiss, and pass it off to one of the soldiers, who kind of takes a moment and then just nods and just heads off.
Were you reading it out loud as you were writing it so that everyone can hear?
Yes.
Okay.
You still have so 2 of the soldiers have gone to the Battleborns. 1 is going to take this letter. You still have 2 with you, but you guys make your way into the Keep, and you are brought within the Keep without any questioning, anything like that. You are you're well known enough now, or at least the message has got across to allow a group of adventurers such as yourselves through the doors and within the keep. You make your way up in taking the elevated tunnel up into the main portion of the keep, and are able to go about your business. So far, no one has come back to you, Baldric or the Battleborns, but you literally just left them to go about their devices. You were told that previously the Queen was awaiting more information from you. They were still going to continue planning while you guys investigated. So there's a good chance that there are some of these people still within the throne room, if you want to check there, or you can await a message from Baldric or the Battleborns.
Maybe we just chill for a sec in the Soul Forge, see if Baldric shows himself.
Okay. If you make your way towards the Soul Forge, you take the elevator up and then down towards the Soul Forge path. And as you make your way towards the area, the soldier who held the letter is like 5 feet ahead of you, and is just kind of like, "Oh, you're going this way too." And he's kind of like holding the note, like, "Why am I delivering this?" But he makes his way to the Soul Forge as well, where you do in fact find Baldric.
Wow.
He's at the Soul Forge with Braun, as the two of them are. You see a couple of people are kind of standing around the central anvil with the flame, the eternal flame atop it, the symbol of Moradin. And you can see them in like a quiet prayer, led by Braun, and their heads are bowed, and it is in Dwarvish, and Ali and Lavender are able to pick up what it is they're saying. And it's just a prayer, and but you pick up the tone and some of the wording of it being kind of a mourning prayer for a lost brother of the Battleborns. And you gather that some of these people might be other Battleborn related family members, or you notice, Ali especially, you notice some of them bear Champions Guild marks. Though some of them are older, they look like they are senior members that probably aren't in the line anymore, but are family, and you can see they're definitely, they look hurt, but are taking in this prayer. So Braun doesn't necessarily acknowledge you, but the soldier steps forward and hands Baldric, who is kind of standing back and overseeing things, hands him the note as you guys make your way around this little service to him, and he kind of quickly thumbs through the note. Nice. I had a little Skyrim going here.
It's so good with music. It's so good.
Baldric thumbs through the note as you guys make your way forward, and immediately he turns very, very red.
Does he see us yet?
Oh, yeah.
Can I just
He folds the note and kind of tucks it into his robes, and then steps forward, but kind of gestures for you to follow him, and he kind of leads away from the central. It's kind of like the like Roman style or Greek style Colosseum, where it's just large columns around a central structure, and in the middle is the anvil symbol. And he kind of leads you down outside of the main building. And around the building is kind of these large steps that step down and away. But within some of these steps, there are these kind of long platforms where you see like small little like garden areas. And there's these bioluminescent kind of fungi that are these kind of small, but beautiful little funguses and things like that. And each of them have little benches, and they seem like little areas of reflection. And he leads you down to one of these off to the right, and nods to your group, and just kind of awaits.
I look at Mary and kind of...
I did tell you we needed to talk.
You did. I'm not sure exactly what about, but I'm happy to speak with you. I've quite come to like your group in such a short amount of time.
That's not something we hear a lot, to be honest. Do you recognize anything about my friend here? Not to Elena.
I look at myself. Oh,
He says, nothing beyond her heritage of dwarvish heritage, of course.
Insight check.
Your passive insight catches him in a lie.
Okay. Oh God. Okay. Look, I like you, dude, and I'm not very good at pushing people.
Do I
She's really-
catch on that this is a lie, potentially?
Throw an insight check yourself.
Okay.
Leah's insight is fucking bonkers, but let's see what you can roll.
get it, Brawley.
Oh, I got a 16.
That's
Okay.
Let me see.
-6.
Yeah, watch. +3, 19.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, he's not a good liar. He was caught off guard by Mary's question, and definitely tried to just kind of cover it a little bit, and very poorly. You catch that? Yeah, something's amiss.
Dude, you're not a good liar. We don't have a lot of time.
You're not wrong. A dwarf of the cloth is not meant to be overly deceptive. Wear our hearts on our sleeves, so to speak.
What's going on?
Ms. Browen, I confess, I have a suspicion that you may not be who you say you are, but you may not know who you are. Many years ago, I've served the Redmanes for near 400 years, and in those 400 years, my whole purpose has been to guide them through the teachings of Moradin and to protect them at all costs. I am a man of Moradin, a dwarf of Moradin first of all, but always have served the Redmane line. However, years ago, the king and Lady Arabella were set to have a second child. I was there to help deliver this child. She was born healthy, but unfortunately Arabella passed at birth, during the childbirth, I should say. I saw something that night that few of my order would even think to believe. As I wrapped this newborn, an angel of Moradin appeared in the bedchamber alongside Gunther and I. He told Gunther that a curse was placed upon his family line, that an oath to end his life and the life of his daughter was made, and should it be fulfilled, it would mean the end of life across this realm as we know it, but only if all Redmanes were dead. So with the girl in his hands, Gunther did as this angel suggested. The child was bonded with this angel, who swore to watch over her and see to her well-being. And as long as she was not found, then our people were safe. She was taken away, and we believe that to be the end. Many years have gone, but as the gods would have it, Ms. Browen, you enter our home just as the Revenant Vow bear down on us as this, and I believe it a sign that we thought years ago isolation and separation would keep us strong, but perhaps we are stronger together. I believe that you may be that child.
That can't be right.
Elena, you had visions.
I mean, I have, but I'm not anyone.
There is one
this is just so
surefire
much
way
to
to
take.
tell. As if Baldora, I'm torn. You can tell. I fear informing anyone. Apparently you have, some of your midst have had their suspicions, apparently. I fear telling the queen exposes her and possibly yourselves to further harm, if the enemy were to learn that it was more than just Baldora, I just don't know. I don't know how to do these things. These are beyond me, how the gods work in such strange, frightening ways. But always I believe that they have the right path set out before us. But in this, I don't know which way to turn.
What's the test?
Baldora's hammer, Solonia, was crafted many years ago, and in it was imbued the blood of the Red Mane line. It is possible. It is possible that if you have Red Mane blood that runs through your veins, the hammer will react to you, call to you, and answer to you. If Baldora would be willing to try, and you hold that hammer and it reacts, our answer will be before us. However, this puts the answer out there for the world to know. Hence my fear.
Can I turn to the rest of the group? We don't know how these curses or how these seals work. The last of the line has to die. Alana's died. Does that count?
She's here now.
So maybe... Fuck.
Yeah, I've died. It might be it. Might be the only shot we have at this point.
That's what I mean. Either we keep this to ourselves and keep our enemies in the dark until maybe after this, or we let her know that you might have a sister. Alana, this is completely your call.
Oh my god, I have a sister! Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, do we even let her know?
This is my dilemma. I leave it entirely in your hands. I feel ill-equipped. However, I do a word of warning. If you are truly of the Red Mane line, then should Baldora fall, the curse turns to you.
Which is not good.
Oh, I also don't want anything to happen to her.
Nor do I. I've spent many years protecting this family line. I don't intend for it to end this way.
Well, I appreciate you telling the truth. I know that you didn't tell us to protect everyone, and I understand that, and I appreciate that. Oh, what do we do, guys?
Probably it's up to you. It might be worth knowing if this is true or not, but I don't want to upset the queen. If we were to ask if we could hold the hammer, maybe we try and do that in private as best we can.
If we do try to do it, no one else should be in the room, which is going to be a tough fucking sell.
Have you ever seen the reaction to this hammer? What happens? Is it big? Do people know?
Baldric says, you've seen Baldora hold the hammer in her hands the day the king passed. It was alight with runes, and it flared with this red underglow from within. That only happens by the touch of a red mane. It's a simple test. Its answer, though, not so simple.
Brawley, we don't have to find out. You can still be Alana Brawlwind to us, but I'll take out Heartbreaker, and I'll get down on one little knee, and I'll be like, but you'll always be the Wildcard princess.
Aww.
I'll always be a wild card, no matter what. We're all in this together. So, I don't want to make any decisions without your opinions. What do you guys think?
I'll just start fucking laughing. You could be a fucking princess. Do you understand how fucking insane that is? Holy shit.
I know.
I've always thought more information's better. But I don't know if I'm better for learning who my father was.
I'm always on the side of knowing your past. But you can know in your heart without knowing for sure. It's totally your call, Alana. I know it's a shitty thing to put on you, but this is your life.
Lavender, what do you think? You've known Brawley the longest.
To be honest, I'm the closest to Raleigh out of any of you. I'm in her head all of the time. Brawley, as someone who doesn't really understand where I come from, I think that could be the greatest gift of all.
Hondo?
Knowledge is always power.
That shocks me to my core that you said that. Gord, do you have anything to contribute?
No.
All right. Let's do it then. But I agree. I think we should do it in private with Baldora.
You need to be the one to talk to her, too. She's
Yeah.
not going to want to listen to any of us.
Baldric, perhaps you could help us with that moment, though, and
If it is okay with you all, but especially with you, Lady Brawin, I would like to be there. I think I may be able to explain things. And if truth be told and you were that child, I feel I owe you the honor of presenting you the information proper.
Of course. And I didn't get a chance to thank you for also saving my life. I gained another kind of family because of you, and I appreciate that.
It has been many years of the king and I wondering whether we made the right decision or whether we had doomed a child to a terrible life where we could have given them greatness. But it seems greatness comes from within you no matter what.
all right, maybe it's time to go meet your sister.
Let's start with the meeting proper. Maybe that's something we introduced, depending on how well this goes.
Oh, you mean the apocalyptic tomorrow we're about to face? Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get that shit mobilizing first.
All right. I'll pocket Heartbreaker again, put her on my hip. Let's go.
You're to head to the Queen. I will accompany you then.
Oh my God, you should see what Amanda just drew. Holy fuck.
No,
Let's do it.
Okay. You guys make your way with Baldric back down the main tunnel towards the intersecting tunnels of the Red Keep, back at the elevator platform, and then up towards the Red Keep throne room, the central room of the Red Keep. Making your way through the double doors, you were met by a pair of soldiers on either side of the door, who let you into the room, recognize you, and with Baldric at your side as well. You are re-entered into the long throne room, though now the light of the late afternoon hour spills in through two large open doors that lead out towards the stone anvil, the jutting kind of pride rock structure that sits out over the outer city. And as you kind of pass by, it's at the midsection of the long throne room. You look beyond out onto this massive terrace that overlooks the outer city. And you see this beautiful, gorgeous day outside as you step forward towards the planning that is still happening, where Thor Battleborn stands beside Lady Baldora Redmane, and Kildred is also there, and he is not happy to see you. But
Fucking Kildred.
Baldora looks up as you make your way towards, and you can see she looks up and moves quick, but there's a sudden kind of wince, and she kind of shirks her shoulder again, shakes her head, and says, okay, so what have you learned?
Where to begin? We went through the tunnels.
For sure this room's safe, yes? Secure?
We've been here the whole time. It's well guarded. She points out towards the terrace, out towards the stone anvil, and you can see there's a dozen guards that are kind of stationed along the long terrace. There are 2 in each corner of this room. Like it's a well guarded area. But she says, we're perfectly safe here, and I would know if you were not who you say you are. And she kind of flicks this little necklace pendant that she's wearing, and nods. So we're fine here. What have you learned?
We went in the tunnels. We stopped by the Willbreakers. They were pretty shitty. They're still in that little tower, though. We learned a bit more about them, but basically went through the tunnels. There was like an advanced scouting party of the Zentarum. They're like elite force. I assume you know what the Zentarum is.
Of course.
They've been exploring tunnels in anticipation of some sort of army getting here, led by, it seems like, Raymond. They did allude to, we intercepted one of them, ambushed them, killed them, except for one. And you guys can jump in here at any moment, but it seems like there is an untrained army headed this way, but also another death squad of these assassins. We're just speculating, but it does seem like they might be attacking the outer city. Maybe a assassin party of the inner city is going to come in here and go for you. And we did learn a little bit about the timing, that they were going to wait in there till the evening of tomorrow during the Moonweaver Festival, and then they were going to strike.
Makes sense to attack during the midst of a festival. What of the undead that seem to be swarming?
They're likely coming in through the tunnels as their mean of transportation. It's also worth noting that the information we gleaned today from this person is weeks old. We don't know. They haven't had any recent contact in terms of timing. They were just awaiting orders.
I assume you dispatched this assailant?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a pity. I would have liked to have a crack at him myself. No matter. Okay, well, we know where they intend to strike, or at least the path which they want to take. However, those tunnels have several entrances. They could enter the outer city. They could make their way towards the inner city.
We're imagining they're going to do both.
In that case, we have a couple of different options. Do we evacuate the outer city? Do we alert the people that there may be something coming? Do we allow them to continue this festival and try not to spook anyone and try and keep their focus on us? Allow them through to the inner city and face them head on in the tunnels? What do you think we do?
I mean, my initial thought was, if they're bottlenecked in the tunnels, that could be a good opportunity to trap them, kill as many as we could if we were somehow able to collapse them, whether through some of the glycerin that we've intercepted, these explosive vials that were found, or through magical means. Yeah, I'm torn between ruining our element of surprise. I'm not sure. I don't know how much they know. Yeah.
I think maybe at the very least we need to evacuate the area directly around these tunnels. Some well-placed lies about fumes. I don't give a shit what it is, but something that'll get the people out of there. At the very least where we think that any of these battles may be taking place.
Well, the lower city around the Greystone tunnels is more or less abandoned as of now anyway, so we wouldn't be very simple to keep that area clear. Perhaps I send a squad of our Red Guard down to just clear the lower city entirely and bring them up towards Hearthome, or even up into the Marquis district, saving that. However, I fear bringing more into the inner city. If our line breaks, and either of these forces swarm through, we have damned my people.
Are they safer here, though, in the inner city?
Not if they get through.
Truth be told, I'm torn. Part of me thinks to face them head on in the outer city or in the tunnels and keep their focus solely on me and on us. Take the fight direct to them. This is what we have done as dwarves every battle we've ever done. We're not ones for subterfuge. We're of brawn, might, but tactically. We could lead them to a defensible position and face them down. However, if we fall, it's over.
I think their goal is you, though. They know us. They infiltrated your court. What if they're expecting you to lead the charge? I mean, I've known you less than a couple days, and I can already tell that you're a strong leader who wants to be at the front of any charge. That's, I think, what they want. They want to lure you out in the open so they can bring you down. That is their goal, is to end the red main line. Glance at Brawley. Glance back.
We have to blindside them somehow.
But it's not worth at the expense of innocent lives? Of how many?
No, but I'm just thinking, I think we could, sorry to interrupt, I think we could still form a defense, but Valdora, I don't like the idea of you being at the front of it. I know that goes against everything you stand for, but I don't think you should be at the front.
Perhaps not at the front, but I will not hide away. I will be on that battlefield one way or another.
I understand. Hondo has brought up before the idea of a duplicate. Some kind of decoy. Something that we can place you somewhere you're not. Maybe at least confuse the forces. It won't last forever, and there's definitely people with them who will see right through that. But maybe at least some confusion. I don't like the idea, as much as it's been brought up before, of it being someone in this group, because I'd rather have that decoy in the outer city.
My queen, Mr. Your Honor, if I may. I switch in to look like her, and then I cast on myself mirror image, so there's 3 of us.
Okay. Throw me a wild magic search.
Oh, shit.
Doppelganger.
Why not? 16.
That would have been a moment right there.
Yeah, that could have been bad. Just fireball the fucking queen.
And then I say to her, to be honest, just like you see in front of you, others could not say how many queens there are, but we also don't know how many people are in that mountain right now.
She looks over at Thor, and he kind of just like, it's a good trick. She says, I'm warming to the idea of a decoy. If it allows me to be present and safer. I fear, though, putting innocent lives like yourselves on the front lines like that, but you're going to be there no matter what, I suppose.
We're not that innocent.
I go back into 1, so I'm not like freaking her out as if there's 3 in front of her. And I'll just go back to myself as well.
Okay.
What's your opinion of the most? I agree. I think we do have to be smart. We do have to play tactically. I don't want to just let this city fall. So what position is our best chance to hold against this tide?
Hondo, what were you going to say something?
Could we draw them in with a fake army?
Why draw them in with a fake army? We have a real army.
No, we draw them into an area and then we attack them from behind.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Lure them with a weak or a decoy, and then when they're not expecting it, we pounce.
I think it's possible. However, the areas in which they're going to enter the city or make their attack are small choke points, and truth be told, we dwarves are not much of the stealthy folk. We are not overly skilled in that manner. I fear that a sneak attack or a pincer attack. We don't know the size of the force coming through these choke points. You could attempt to try and sneak up behind an army of 3,000, of 10,000. Who knows?
Have you been able to contact any of those other smaller mining communities?
We've sent our scouts and they have not returned, and the word they've sent back has been the areas have either been abandoned or lost in some manner.
Do we know the populations of those communities?
Rough numbers. They're not always recorded accurately. People come and go from these mining communities as every other day, but we're looking at a couple hundred from each.
What if we set a forward operating base in the outer city, somewhere we can defend, somewhere in the abandoned stone lower city area, the Greystone area?
That would be in the inner city. Or you mean the outer city by the mines?
That's what I mean, sorry. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, you're right, go ahead.
So what if we set up a forward operating base there? When these guys come out of the tunnels, we intercept them. We try and defend the city from there. We also collapse the tunnel, maybe when a good chunk of this army is out. So we can kind of half them. Like you're saying, we don't know how many are, but when a good chunk of them are out, we could cut that off, explode the tunnels. Then we defeat this army. We have a backwards second plan B in the inner city that we could pull back to if this gets real bad. That's just my ideas. I don't know. I think we meet them head on.
Our retreat plan is already in order. We know that should things go poorly in the outer city or even in the lower wards of the inner city, we will need to be able to quickly retreat within the Red Keep or further up within the inner city at the very least.
What if...
For our people in the inner city, we had briefly considered sending a good chunk of people either in the outer or inner cities toward the Sternforge mines that would lead away from the outer, away from Hammerstock, that would lead down the Talvig range towards Durnhold. They could at least escape the city and make their way away from the fight should they need to. However, I fear evacuation puts us in a poor position.
Because it could alert our position, our surprise, or because it's just so many people leaving?
For both. I mean, it's not a good stance to take as a strong nation to evacuate their people for fear of something coming. Now, if they come and if I fall, then we made the right call, but we're not here to know whether it worked or not. I fear that any movement of any large scale, we know there are spies in our midst. Any movement of any kind at the moment turns our hand, so to speak.
If there's... Maybe the best...
We have a short amount of time.
I know. We don't have days like we did in Arendelle to have as many people leave as we could.
You say they come tomorrow night during the festival.
I'd say we let this festival go on during the day, then maybe we pull the civilians back in the inner city. Like you're going to show off some sort of... We want the rest of the festival to be in the inner city. It's just a thing we're doing. We have the Griffin Riders patrolling around the skies, and then we have a forward operating like phalanx of the Red Guard of our Dwarven soldiers ready to rock. If things go bad, we end up going back to the Red Keep in the inner city, and we can face whatever music is there. But I agree, I don't think dwarves should abandon their home.
You don't think we should... You want us to start in the outer city? It's a long fucking walk. I don't know that we can do it quickly if we need to pull back quickly.
Not a very quick retreat. However, for our forces, there is a chance we could make our way up into the stone anvil above in the Red Keep.
Yes, yes, like that.
We just need to make sure that if we are in the outer city and they have forces come into the inner city, we don't want to be stuck in the middle.
Of course.
We can teleport, though. I mean, our little elite group here could teleport.
If we can get 10 minutes, and then you're blown for your biggest thing of the day.
I got 2 things I can do.
Okay.
But yeah, it is a big one.
Truth be told, I fear any kind of retreat, but that's just my nature. Should we need to fall back further from the throne room, The throne room would be our most defensible position within the Red Keep. That's where I would prefer. This room here would be where I prefer to. If we're going to have to make a stand and we have to pull back, this is where it's going to be. Beyond here would be within the Soul Forge itself. From what Kildred and Baldric tell me, it's protected in manners by the gods, but it's it can be a bit of a dead end should they make their way there. There's no room out.
Do you have any shit? You have some divine magic here.
Some.
That's probably what's going to be the most effective against these undead.
Do we like my plan? Little inner city festival go down. Sorry, outer city festival. Then maybe at like noon, we start bringing people into the inner city. They can continue the festival. We start putting guards out. We could even look at the battle from up here, see how it's going, see if we're needed. We could fly down on some griffins, do our thing, and then fly back if we need to retreat.
Well, if we pull back, fuck, I hate this because I don't want to waste innocent lives. But if we start pulling back at noon, they're gonna have at least one fucking early arrival, I'm sure. They're just gonna know where everyone is. Everyone's gonna be in one spot, and they're gonna know exactly where that is.
In theory, that'll at least force their hand in which way they attack. But
that's true.
My issue with us pulling within the inner city tomorrow, within making it the call mid-afternoon, the only way to travel from the inner city, from the outer city towards the inner city, for the civilians would be to take the gondola carts across the chasm. It's not a fast way. That's a choke point that our civilians get trapped in should they attack.
How else can they get to the inner city? Like, is that the only way? The gondola?
Typically, that is the only way. For circumstances like this, however, that would be turning our hand to the civilians that an attack is coming, would be to send them through the Sternforge mining tunnels, or in theory, the Greystone, but we won't do that.
What if we blow up the entrances to those tunnels tomorrow and then bring everyone into the inner city, but we make our stand where those little trolley cars are?
We can make our stand in the outer. I would rather make our stand in the outer city than the inner city. If at least we keep the inner city safe, that's where our people can be. If we stand in the outer city, then we fight in the outer city, and we only retreat as a last resort, which is typically how I treat a retreat.
So we could have a couple pullbacks. We start the outer city, then we pull back to the carts, and then we pull back to the inner city. By that point, we'd be up in the Red Keep, we'd be here in the throne room, and we'd just see. But you know what? We're not even going to have to do that, because we're going to take care of this all in the outer city tomorrow.
Fucking confident.
So, confidence is what we need right now.
We have how many... Fuck, your forces are split right now.
The forces are split some, but thanks to your foresight, we were able to pull back half of our forces that were headed to Durnhold. They've returned back and within the fold. We stand a solid 6,000 strong.
What was your first instinct? Your very first thought? Where you thought that they were going to... What your initial plan would have been if you heard someone was attacking from the tunnels. Because that's what they're going to think you're going to do.
My first thought wouldn't be to collapse the tunnel. I would treat it as a choke point and stand within the inner city and wait for them at the entrances in the inner city. That would have been my first instinct.
Can we do that with people in the inner city?
Of course, we can set some of our forces there. I just fear that if we don't meet them ahead of our people, we allow our people to fall.
I would say don't do your first instinct, because that's what they're going to expect you to do. So if we start in the outer city, we have some kind of decoy. Fuck, we can have some kind of decoy earlier in the day. We can have Lavender, as yourself, retreat to the inner city very publicly. Not even just socially. Very publicly. We can have her look concerned. We can have her fake boarding yourself up somewhere.
I got the drama for my mama. I can definitely play that part.
Or we send her somewhere wherever we want them to go. We can do that. Maybe that's where the decoy is. Meanwhile, we have yourself and someone else protected. Fuck, maybe we have too many ideas.
No, that's a good plan. Like, so what if we pretend like that's a good decoy plan? Tomorrow at the festival, we could have Lav look like you, participate, and then wince. Your little curse hurts. So you very publicly go back to this throne room. You lock yourself in. We get guards around the perimeter. And then Lav slips out as herself, saying the queen is very sick. She seems concerned. And then Lav could meet back up with us, but we could just pretend the queen is barricaded in here.
We create a fake diversion.
It'll draw them to this place.
Should they hear of us, but
They'll probably hear of it.
truthfully, yeah.
It'll draw them here. I don't know what's the benefit of drawing them here.
That the scary assassin team, I really think the plan is scary secret assassin team goes to kill the queen, and the big army, zombies, whatever, untrained people are the diversion at the gates. Maybe that's what they're trying to lure you out with. But I think there's two things going on here. So if we can stem the tide and hold off some of these armies, I think that's good. But listen, we heard of a fiend. We heard of Raymond. There are some big players on the table here that we're going to have to deal with. And I think if we can keep them off the battlefield while we take care of some of the little things, that's good. But there's one thing, actually. Sorry, Mary, you go, and then I was going to...
No, go ahead.
The one way they'll know who is who is our boy Kildrick here was telling us about your hammer.
Mildred immediately is like, I did nothing of the sort.
I apologize, Kildrick. You devious little dog. That was my good friend Baldric. Well, your good friend Baldric. We got to be careful about who wields that hammer.
She kind of laughs and says, none but I wield this hammer, unfortunately. However, thankfully, in presenting myself in the festival sense, I don't necessarily present myself armed at all times. So if you were to take my position, there's no need to wield my hammer, as I wouldn't be wielding it at a festival.
Is the hammer here, by the way?
She's at her hip.
Okay.
Proudly displayed. Although you notice it's not lit up as previously said, but she's not holding it. It's just hanging there.
Out of curiosity, if I go like this
and like hold out the hammer,
hold out her.
Will it come to me?
You hold out your hand and
like you're casually stretching.
Casually stretching. Just
make a deception check. I want to see how casual this can be.
That is.
This is gonna be good.
Hold on.
It's gonna be great.
Hold on. Oh, boo! Deception's -1. Okay. So that's a 14.
That's not bad. That's not bad. There's a brief moment where your group all looks around and just like, oh shit. Nothing happens, unfortunately.
And I just go, oh, okay, I got, sorry, something in my arm. I don't know what happened there.
If we can try to... What needs to happen tonight, if we're going to collapse those tunnels, at the very least the outer city tunnel, that's where we think the horde's coming. I agree with Valentine, the best idea might be collapsing it when half or a manageable amount are through, so to the very least to impede the ones coming behind them. Mm-hmm. I would also not mind closing, I don't know if we have enough, closing the inner city tunnel as well, so that they can't all just funnel back that way.
She looks to your group just kind of generally and says, I would like to see these vials, these explosive vials. See how many we have.
Yeah, how many do we have?
I have 2 chests full, so I will delicately...
Very fucking carefully.
My satchel on the ground, which has untold horrors in it.
You have one small kind of satchel, like one small packet, and then one like smallish chest. Mary, just Mary. Throw me a.
Just trying to figure out, like, knowing how much explosion went off with a single vial, try to extrapolate that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think.
Science-wise.
Yeah, with your, like, make like a Tinker's Tools check, essentially, but using your intelligence.
Okay.
So you get proficiency, intelligence, and whatever you roll. And this is basically going to be like, how can I best utilize this stuff? How would I create this? How much of an explosive force can this create?
I rolled really good, guys.
There you go.
I'm rolling good tonight. 23.
Okay. You saw the destructive capability of one of these vials when it obliterated the what's his name's hidey hole.
Murph.
Yeah, Murph. When you exploded, when Hondo accidentally exploded Murph's hidey hole. You guys have in this satchel, there's about like 20 of these, and in the bigger pack there's 40. They could do. You think they could easily do? The 20 could do a small tunnel collapse. The 40 would definitely collapse almost any tunnel entrance in a relatively large radius. It could also do a fuckload of damage should things go wrong.
To me.
I'm trying to figure out if there's a way. So fucking risky. If there was a way we could split the big chest into two, and we have it up in a ceiling somewhere, in the ceiling of a cavern, and another one in a chain reaction is what I'm trying to get at. Only need one to go off for the rest of them to go off.
That little domino action.
Exactly. So if there's somewhere we can put these, hide these, that's going to be the biggest fucking challenge. Somewhere we can hide these throughout the cavern, the large one that we need to collapse. Have a single one closer to the entrance, or that can be hucked at the entrance, literally just thrown carefully. Or, set somewhere on a fucking string and someone lets it go or shoots anything at it. A plain arrow would likely do it. These things are really delicate. Then that will set off everything down that tunnel. And at the very least, we can collapse not just one part of it, but enough of it to both impede and trample the fucking horde. After a number of them have already come through, because with anything, we want to get the last half. We want most of them to come out, and then we want to get the rest of them with the one collapse. We can also have the smaller packet, which could be used to collapse the small tunnel in the inner city after the fact, when we think the bad guys have already come through. At the very least, they can't fucking retreat. And at the very least, everything else in that tunnel cannot come back in through there.
We also stole these vials from some of them, so if we exploded them next to them, I wonder if theirs would explode as well.
That's true.
Well, I like the idea of a daisy chain. I think that's a powerful move. However, where do we put it? Do we put it midway down the tunnel? Do we put it at the inner city entrance? Do we put it at the outer city entrance?
I would say the outer city entrance. Start there and move back in towards that tunnel as far as we can get to try to collapse the longest stretch of tunnel that we can.
You, given your role already, and piecing together the idea, you could basically collapse from the entrance of the outer city, basically all the way down to like where it starts to spiral. So like it's a pretty long section that you maybe not collapse in the way that like it's impenetrable, but like you could bring most of it down, and it would take a decent amount of work to make their way through it. So you would certainly impede and likely collapse a lot on top of things.
That'd be good. We should do that for sure.
Sorry, Scott. To do that stretch would use the majority of your thing, if not all of it.
I think that's the best play, though. I think that's
okay.
good.
I'd say we use most of it to do that, and fucking hang on to a couple of them in case of emergency.
So I think we could do that tonight with some of your best hands, like from the Soul Forge, or Mary could help lead this. But
I think we need your best smithies. I'm concerned though, because we also don't want this information to get out to anyone.
I fear allowing anyone outside of our inner circle to know anything right now.
That's fair.
Given how this fiend is still out there, this shape changer.
We could do it, I say very cautiously.
Good thing I've used my fucking luck today.
The big thing is, I mean, they want to end the red main line.
Of course.
It's the biggest thing. And I'll just look at Brawley.
How many people are in the room right now?
There's your group, the Queen, Baldric, Thor, and Kildred. And then there's 8 soldiers. But they're kind of off in the corners.
My queen, could we have the room, please? And I'll look at Baldric.
Baldric kind of steps forward and steps forward close to the queen and kind of whispers into her ear so the others do not hear. And she kind of looks quizzically at him for a moment and then kind of across at you guys. And you see her hand, Mary, you picked this up for sure, but the rest of you even obviously see her hand go to her hammer almost in like a defensive, like, I don't trust what just fucking happened there for a second position. But Baldric places a hand on her shoulder and says, trust in what is to happen here. This is important. You need this now. And she, with a nod to Thor, and you see Thor is actually kind of angry at being dismissed in this manner. Kildred obviously is angry, but he's always angry. They exit the room, and she makes kind of a sweeping gesture with her hand, and the soldiers, they don't leave out the main door. They just go out the door to the balcony and close the door behind them, and presumably are kind of standing on the other side. And then 2 at the other end go out the main doors with Kildred and Thor and close the main doors of the throne room with a resounding kind of...
I'll squeeze Brawley's hand and be like, just be yourself, and I'll inspire you.
Oh.
Baldric looks across you all, gives Allie a nod, and then turns to the queen and takes her hand and says, Lady Baldora, I have a confession to make. I only do so in light of these grave events, your father's passing, this wave of evil that approaches our home. This vow to end the Red Main Line, it's not the first that I've heard of it. I've told these fellows what I know, but it's time you know as well. And he goes through the story that he told you previously. And midway through, she pauses him and says, I know this already. The child was born stillborn. My father has told me this before. What? She's kind of surprised. But Baldric pushes forward and says, there is another out there. And he stretches a hand towards Allie, bringing you forward, and says, I believe we have met her, in fact, brought to us by the gods. Now, in our time of need. She kind of looks you over, and the 2 of you share a fair amount of resemblance. Save your hair color is different, but facial structure is very similar nose. Obviously your build is very similar, but you're both fighters. Like that makes sense no matter what. But there's just a kind of a connection, and you notice kind of for the first time you both have the same eyes, and she kind of looks you over, and Baldric says to her, My lady, if you would present Solonia, we will have our answer. It's now or never, truthfully. And she looks over you, Allie, and she looks at Baldric, and she's quizzical, but reaches down and grabs hold of her hammer. As she grabs the hilt of the hammer, you see the head of this hammer just alight with red glow flame, not immediately in flame, but like within the grooves of the runes and the etching and markings, immediately glows red. And she kind of flips it and holds it in a reverential kind of way, looks at you, Allie, slips her hand from its loop at the base of it and turns the hammer to you.
I take it.
Okay. As you take hold of the hammer, the hilt, the runes and sigils remain cold. And there's a slight drop in your stomach as you expected something to happen, and everyone in the room kind of expected something to happen. And Baldric is kind of like shocked and his shoulders slump. But where your sudden stomach dropped begins to burn, and a wave of heat rolls across you. The hammer flares red across it like liquid steel poured into the mold of the sigils and runes that flow red. Baldric and Baldora gasp and recoil in surprise, and all of you are kind of thrust back as a gust of air flows through around all of you, and a white feathered wing brushes up against you, Alana, as the dark-skinned angelic form of Erethal stands beside you. His wings stretch out in 15-foot wingspan as this kind of golden light kind of shrouds him, and Baldric just drops to his knees, and Baldora takes a step backwards. Erethal looks to Baldric and helps him back to his feet. To Baldora, gives a nod, looks at the rest of you, gives a little wink, and then to Allie, says, well, it looks as if the Redmanes are in for a fight after all, for better or worse. Alana, my protection over you has faded now that your bloodline is revealed. Your enemy can see you now. But with some luck, they will know not to look for you. However, the resemblance is a little easier to spy, and he kind of brushes a wing across you, and you all see as Allie, your hair just turns bright flame red. Your resemblance to Baldora becomes unmistakable. You are indeed sisters. Erethal's wing kind of drops, and he kind of folds them back behind him. And he kind of takes a step back, allowing you and your sister to have a moment. To which Baldora is just kind of speechless.
I grab Hondo and make him kneel down.
I look at her and I go, I never knew there was this power within me. I have it, and my sister has it.
She just steps forward and she gives you a big hug. But in your ear, she whispers, I'm keeping the hammer, though.
That's fair. You've had it long enough, but at least I know I'm worthy.
It'll be yours one day. She kind of breaks free and kind of quickly wipes a tear, and just kind of her cheeks are kind of flush. And Baldric is just kind of like quietly like smiling and laughing to himself off to the side. Erethal steps forward and says, my sight has spied your enemy, my lady. They travel swiftly underground. Though they are not alone, another comes by a different path, one whose origins are shadowed even to me. Take care, Alana, and you, Wildcards. The Harbingers converge tomorrow evening, and they come for blood. If you are ever...
Everything you've done.
It has been my sworn duty. And if you are ever in my need, he plucks one of his feathers and hands it to you. It says, if you hold this and say my name, I will be there, and I will help you in any way I can. Farewell. Godspeed. And he just whoosh, disappears.
Fuck.
Writing down so much.
Let's take a quick break there.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Holy shit, guys. That was so cool.
As someone who is an only child, that's all I've ever wanted is to have a sibling.
There you go.
Raleigh, maybe pause the record, not fully stop it. Oh wait, I do that. Never
Yeah,
mind.
you have it. Yeah.
You're in charge.
Wow, that was so fucking good.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm gonna pause this.
Man, I've had that written for so long, just waiting for it to pop out. With Aerithal kind of bamfing out of the room, and a kind of a stunned silence falls across the throne room in the Red Keep. Baldora tries to compose herself and says, okay, well, we have some semblance of a plan and some new information to process.
What time of day is it?
You have seen the sun begin to set as now the balcony doors are closed, but as they were closing, you saw the sun beginning to set. It's starting to get towards sunset, evening time, dinner time. She says, are you intending to go forward and plant these explosive devices in the outer city tonight, or is that something you want to do tomorrow?
I think we should do it tonight.
I think we also need to set up, I don't know if anyone has any ideas within this room. We need a way to give ourselves a 10-minute notice. Way to know that they're coming through that tunnel. I don't know if there's some kind of magic that can be set, and so someone can hear or get an alarm or something. We've run into traps like that before. Does anyone within our group have anything that can do that?
I could maybe have Fern wait in there. Let me just check this out.
Then you're short Fern. And also there's a distance problem there, isn't there?
Not with Fern.
Fern, there's a mild difference of telepathy.
And I think you might need him by your side in this fight.
I would like to, yeah, for sure. Jamichael, I think we get back tomorrow. But what's Jamichael's deal?
100 feet.
Well, command and see through for 100 feet, but couldn't you send him there with the command to come back to a certain point as fast as he fucking can as soon as he sees somebody?
Let me look up the spell specifically.
Yeah, I don't pretend to know Jamichael. He seems quite mysterious. He said two owners, both of whom are twisted souls.
Jamichael's going to take off on his own adventures.
In the spirit realm.
He's going to find himself. It's going to be a time. Let's see. Familiar space your command. Commander rules.
Today, Junior.
Actually, see your familiar's eyes.
Brock, do you have anything in your insanely ginormous spell list that you could prepare for tomorrow?
That would what? Sorry?
Something like, I'm just trying to think of something that could give us an idea of whether, like, I don't know, sometimes there's like out of game, there's like alarm spells and like stuff like that
Like
might.
Detect magic?
No, it's like something you could set up and leave. But
I don't think I have anything like that.
I don't think Druid's got that. That's a wizard spell.
Okay, two things. One, Find Familiar has a 1 hour cast time. Something to keep in mind. Secondarily, there's nothing that says, it follows your commands. So if you command it to wait here and as soon as you see something, fly to me, it'll follow that command. You can't telepathically communicate with it or see or hear through it unless you're within 100 feet. But if you give it a command to stay here until you see this, then come to me, that's totally fine. It doesn't have a duration, for the spell, like it's only an hour lasting. It lasts until he is either dismissed or turned to 0 hit points.
The only concern there is it dies.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
of course. But I mean, if it works, it works.
Fair.
If it doesn't, we don't have that anyway. But I mean, it's up to Hondo.
Okay. So why don't we leave Jamichael in the cave? Could he cast him now, though? Like, I don't think he can. Not until next dawn, right?
No, it's only one a day, so you'd have to do it tomorrow sometime.
And it takes an hour to get him back.
Takes an hour to
You could
cast.
do that first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Say fly out
You
to the mines at this
need a
point.
long rest. Or dawn, one of the two.
So after our sleep, you could spend the morning summoning your boy. Send him to the cave real quick. We know they said they would try and get out in the evening, so I think we would have some time.
He's his own soul, but I can do it.
Tonight, we're going to take a little trip back to the caverns, set up a trap, hopefully not blow ourselves to smithereens,
Fuck, yeah.
and then have a nice long sleep. And then the next day, stop the world from ending.
Well, let's try.
But you'd come over, right?
I guess. I mean, we all sleep in the same room now, so we're like... Were you talking to me or Brawley when you said that? Or Baldric? Okay.
All right. If you're satisfied, Tabaldora, we can go begin our preparations on our end. Where should we meet tomorrow? Perhaps we should be publicly seen with you beginning at first, and then
I think
similarly hide ourselves after that.
I would prefer that we get some rest tonight after you finish this task. You gather your strength and your wits, and we meet here in the throne room again at dawn to finalize our plans, go over any last-minute ideas, and make sure we're all on the same page, and then put things into action.
Something we could request from your smiths or anyone you know. We would pay for this too. We would love some more diamonds. We use that as a way to bring people back if they do cross over. If you could put some feelers out there of where we could get some, or you could procure some.
There are several gem shops in the Marquis district you could certainly try.
Okay,
Gems are not hard to come by here.
then we'll hit that
A
up.
little pricey, but something we could talk about funding you for.
Well,
Okay.
we have the funding. I'm not concerned about that. It's just the access.
Speaking also, rooms here have been set aside for you, cleared out. You will have a security detail while within the keep, and you're allowed free passage as, well, one of you is blood now. This is your home too.
Maybe we don't let that get anywhere. It's as touching as that is.
Of course.
Alana, do you have a cloak? I'll say very quietly. Your hair is really magnificent.
Hey,
I think you do, but you might just want to. Yeah, there we go.
yeah. I'm just gonna tuck in my hair as much as I can in the back.
Baldoris as well. I'm gonna go to my chambers. Should you need anything, send word my way and I'll make sure it's done.
Is there the best way to do that?
Any of the soldiers, any of the Red Guard, any of the Inner Council, if you're that concerned.
Okay.
All right, let's have breakfast tomorrow all together. Make sure everything's sorted, and we'll see you then.
We have work to do.
At dawn.
We plan.
Call me if you need anything, okay?
She makes her way out of the throne room, gesturing for you to follow out with her as the soldiers come back in from the balcony overlooking the outer city over the stone anvil. The end of the day is yours. What's the plan?
Can I, just from my knowledge of stuff, we don't entirely know how we're gonna fix these. Would I need any extra materials? I don't entirely know what I'll carry on me at all times.
To place these devices?
Yeah.
You guys would need some kind of tools and like, you probably have enough within your tinker's kit to like set up like how to hold it in place, but to like carve away a little bit of stone, like you probably need like a pickaxe and like just some like simple tools that you can get with like 2 gold, like on your way there, or
Okay.
probably find it at like the around the mining tunnels. Like, I wouldn't even consider it much of
Okay.
an impediment. However, to get diamonds, you will have to make a stop out in the Marquee District.
Yeah, if we can do that now, maybe that's what we do.
Our shop's still open.
Yeah, you can catch a couple still open in the Marquee District by the time you make your way there. You see some are like just like some are closing, some closer to some of the like more lively areas are still open. Seems they don't keep like 9 to 5 hours while within a mountain. They don't really give a shit about that. So yeah, you could easily find your way in. Let's see. Roll percentile dice to see how many you find. Or how much you find. Oh, shit. Okay. What's that?
Just new playlist.
Oh. Ooh, good. I like that one. Within the hour of leaving the Red Keep, making your way to the Marquee District, you're able to find upwards of 2,100 diamonds worth, or gold of diamonds.
It's good. I like that.
So
2,100. So
Put that in D&D Beyond, Scott. Don't. Let's not forget that number.
I know, but okay. Party gold is kept here.
Do you have enough?
Yeah. I won't use. I'll have to use more than just party gold. I will bill
What
us.
about you have that giant ass from hey Oliver, or did we didn't spread that out? The bag full of money that you scooped in.
The 500 gold.
just your bag of holding.
We just got 500 gold,
Oh, just now. That's right.
so we'll use that for this. Oh, I already added it to party gold. That's why I did that. We already split up all our money. Like everyone should have in D&D Beyond. If we just want to check here, you should have a shit ton of money in D&D Beyond, hopefully.
Where is it?
Except for one of us.
I spent a lot of mine, but I still have some.
Like I have, where do I keep this? Equipment. I got $6,000.
I have 2,300 because I spent it all on the rod.
You say under equipment.
I have $15.
Equipment top rate, you should have currency. Oh my lord.
Yeah, if you go to equipment and then top right, there's a little currency button you can click on, and then you can add your currency there.
Does that help?
What do you have?
Yeah, I don't think these guys have it added. Like Allie, I think only has 10 as well. It's like starting gold.
No, we got. You have it written down somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah, you
I
guys.
have all
A
mine.
gray book in
Yeah.
my actual booklet.
I have 57 gold pieces.
It's like I can do the math, Brock, on how much we each got because I have it written down as like before I spent the money.
I only have
So
10.
no, you have more than that. 1 second.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's added any gold to D&D Beyond Scott because
I
no one
have
was
to.
using it until we were doing this
Each-
online.
We each
Yeah.
got $4,000 from.
Yeah. Like you guys all had a bunch of money, and no one's
Yeah.
really spent anything yet. You guys have ordered
for
some
me.
stuff that
Is that gonna be ready?
some of it. I don't think so. I think it'll literally be ready the day after.
Oh no!
think
Come on!
so,
I
too.
got +1 arrow.
Nothing was ready.
I thought
No.
that wasn't gonna take that long.
It took 7 days. It's not been that
We're not
long.
there yet.
Don't we
No.
have $4,000?
You should, yeah.
You should have $4,000 on top of whatever you had before, but I think you were pretty fucking broke, Hondo. You're usually pretty broke.
No, I haven't bought anything in a while. I thought I would be loaded.
Bro, you were borrowing money from everyone.
Kyle, I had in my notes 25 + 1 arrows in 4 days.
Okay, maybe the +1 arrows were sooner. I was thinking the lance for Scott, and I thought something else was ordered that day. By
I
in
ordered
the same-
something too.
Yeah, you guys
Breastplate?
both
I
ordered
think
something.
I ordered an attunement or something.
Something that was going to take more time.
Yeah.
And you wanted a breastplate.
The +1
I
arrows.
bought a
could be
breastplate,
ready.
but I got a custom lance.
11
I'm gonna give Lavender 100 gold from that recent thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I had written down $1,500, 25 + 1 arrows will take 4 days.
You're rich now, lady.
If
I
you
took that from party gold, so we're all good.
Okay. So what do you need us to chip in for the diamond, Scott? How much is left?
So if we buy $2,000 worth of gold, or sorry, $2,000 worth of diamonds.
I thought it was only 2,100. Okay.
But I mean, we need 500 worth it, right? So should we just take the extra 100?
Fuck
Oh yeah,
just take
Leah,
it.
you're right. So
Okay.
did you guys already put that 1,500 down for your arrows and lance?
I just paid for it all.
I paid for mine.
Okay. Cool.
So 2,100. What if we all chipped in, except Lav,
And
300?
whoa.
Hondo, you have so much money. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be used to bring one of us back. So hopefully, Valentine, you cannot go down.
What's 300 times 5?
1,500.
And then the rest we'll grab from party gold.
600.
There you go.
Okay.
Everyone, you just lost $300, except you.
Ooh.
Yeah, so Mary, you can also pick up 25 plus 1 arrows.
Yay!
Yeah, I thought they were the same time, but you're right. I wrote down 4 days. Valentine, unfortunately, your lance is not going to be ready.
That's
No,
okay.
I rolled low when that happened. Can I just? How do I add equipment in here, Kyle? Manage equipment, and then.
Just search for it, and then there should be like an ad on the right once you find it.
Okay.
So if you just search arrow.
Arrows +1. Okay, great.
Okay. So, quick pit stop in the Marquee District gets you a bunch of shiny new diamonds, a couple of new arrows, and then you find your way back out into the outer city towards the Greystone Mining Company, the mining tunnels, passing by the still and silent Willbreaker Tower.
Let's
Last
be quiet
chance.
around
None
that
of us
thing.
want to fucking talk to them.
No,
All right.
it could be turned, and let's just try and do it quietly around them. I don't want them to see what we're doing.
Okay.
Or maybe you could give us a little extra for this stealth.
You stealthily make your way around the tower and towards the mining tunnels. Also, when you picked up your arrows, you could have picked up the tools and stuff you needed. So, Mary, mark off like 2 extra gold.
Okay.
So
Kind of mining equipment, I'm assuming.
yeah, just like assorted like pickaxes and like little tools and like some like
Chisels.
yeah. What are the pittons that you stab into the into rock and shit like that?
Yeah.
So you're gonna try and rig up a series of how many little pockets of explosions?
So you said we have 40. Bless you.
'Cause there's
I tried
So
to
loud.
mute that whole thing. I pressed spacebar. Of course, it wasn't on the right
You did it
screen.
right.
You're welcome,
Um,
everyone.
So we have 40 in the one box.
and then 20 in the other. So you have
Yeah.
60 total.
Okay.
But you think it'll take you the majority to do what you wanted to do based on your pitch, your idea.
Yeah. So I am going to, let's say, we'll do like 55, and we'll just keep 5 just in case. So
Okay.
like, I don't know, and I
Love
mean,
this idea.
depending on how her knowledge of how much would actually be needed in each thing, I'm trying to figure out how many should go together.
Okay.
I was thinking groups of like 5 or 10, but like if that's gonna take too long.
No, you would, given your previous check, you think that you need a minimum of 10 and obviously more powerful explosion, but
Yeah.
a minimum of 10 to cause enough of an explosion into the rock to cause enough to fall to cause a cave.
And to detain the next one. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you either need to do 5, you probably need 5 different things or 4 more powerful ones.
Okay. I'll put what I'll do is right at the mouth. So groups of 10, what did I say? 55?
The other
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just saying you also need to be up onto the roof, so taking the carpet or casting fly or riding on top of a flying creature of some kind.
Yeah.
But you can get your way up there, no problem.
What I would ask of team for help, I'd probably want Hondo with me for his dexterity, for his hands, and then if someone else can fly the carpet and keep it steady while the two of us like work and move along, that would probably be best. Any inspiration would also be super dope.
Yeah, I'll definitely inspire you.
Okay. I really don't want to blow us.
I am the best flyer.
I know you are, but I also need your hand.
Flyer?
I need your hand, like, to help me steady this shit. So if someone else can just focus on flying the carpet. I think I would put 15 right at the entrance, and then do 10 for the other groups.
Okay. In that case, who is flying the carpet? And Hondo, are you cool with being the assistant to Mary's tinkering check?
That is okay.
I got good arcana, which I think takes to fly the carpet, so I'll fly the carpet.
Okay. Will not be arcana. I want you to make a straight dexterity check, which you're still pretty good at. While Mary, you make your tinkering tools, this time with dexterity with advantage given Hondo's assistance.
And you got a 10 in inspiration, if I didn't
Thank
mention
you.
that.
You just tell me not to blow myself up? Is that my inspiration?
Don't blow us all up.
Yeah.
Don't blow us all up.
Okay.
So you guys watch as Valentine flies the carpet up towards...
I'm not going to
dex?
start anything until I make sure the carpet's steady.
Yes, thank you.
Straight dex?
Yep.
So 18.
Oof, okay.
Mary, you're good?
Yep.
Valentine piloting the carpet, just going into a little bit of a zen state, takes you up high as the rest of you watch with bated breath.
Thank God for the second was a natural 20.
Okay. First
I rolled
one.
14 and a 20.
First one takes a couple of minutes of very carefully between you and Hondo chiseling out a pocket of stone, leaving a little bit of a shelf to like get things set into, and then placing 2 pittons on either side, and then kind of carefully setting in like a small leather satchel of these explosives, very carefully doing so and effectively with your very dexterous hands and Hondo's assistance. The first one is in. Scott, throw me another dexterity check.
I'm going to go in the earring to Gord and say, Gord, you have pretty good vision. Can you try to keep watch towards the Willbreakers?
I head nod silently.
Okay. As you head nod silently, throw me a perception check as well. And Val, you can finish off your flying check.
I haven't rolled yet,
Sorry,
but I will.
perception?
What'd you say, Gord?
Sorry, did you say perception?
Yeah.
Before I pilot this anymore, I'll like look back to Lav and I'll be like, you'll protect us with your weird diamond magic, right? If anything weird happens.
Yes.
I got 21.
Hey!
12 on my dex.
12 total?
Mhm.
All right, Mary, you lose advantage on this one.
Okay.
Straight roll.
It's okay. I still have the inspiration. I haven't used it yet.
Yep.
Okay. That's not great. But I'm going to see what it is. It's where the fuck? Oh, right. It's Tinker's Tools, so it's proficiency plus dex, right? Okay, so it's just plus 9. So that is a 19.
Okay.
Pretty good.
I rolled a 10.
Okay. Second one, there's a moment where the carpet just kind of like drops suddenly.
Valentine!
Just a little bit. Just enough that you and Hondo just kind of lose your footing for a moment, and one of the vials almost slips out, and you manage to just kind of keep it held in place. As your second installation goes relatively smooth. Gord, as you've been told to check out the Willbreakers Tower, with your keen eyesight, you do catch some shadows movement within the arrow slits of the tower. There's some movement from within. But you can't, from this distance, make out anything closer. You just know that something or someone is within. Another flight check.
Oh, Jesus. Sorry. I thought I saw a bat. And it just kind of freaked me out for a second, but I swear I'll be better this time. I was. 21.
Oof.
Right. Steady as a rock. You maintain advantage.
Okay, that is 25.
Nice.
This one now, you've got the motions down. You and Hondo within less than a minute. This one is done and is stable, set, and ready to go. Last one.
We're doing 55 of these rolls, right?
That's right. Yeah. Let me hold on. Yeah.
Right. I don't roll it.
Keep that die where it is. I heard it roll.
Yeah, I did. It was a really good roll.
Woo! 19 plus 4 is 23.
I also rolled a 19.
Great. And your last installation goes without a hitch. 30 seconds. You put the last pouch in its place. All 4 of these have been placed. They're about 30 feet apart, or 15 feet apart from one another. So it stretches a full 60 feet of explosive, explosive like rock area. A 60-foot radius.
Okay. And yeah, so I would have placed the first one so that like we could set it off from the outside with an arrow or with some kind of something.
Yeah, it's low enough that you would still need to be in in a position close enough to see up into the mouth of the cave.
Yep.
So still within longbow distance or within Eldritch Blast distance, you'd be fine. But beyond that range, you might lose sight of the spot to hit, just because of just the way the topography of the land goes.
Yep.
But yeah, it's there.
Fuck. Okay.
Okay, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Plan in motion.
What are we? Are we sure we're not going to do shit about the Worldbreakers?
I am pretty tapped on spells. I don't know if I want to fuck these guys. Like, what if they're bad and they just start ruining our day?
What if they're bad and they can see what we're doing?
If you want, we can throw the last of these 5 vials in their little window.
Yes.
Hey, I kind of like that idea, but it's just going to cause... Okay, it's also close to where we just set off a lot of explosions.
I say we do it. We need to take chances here.
I think that's the opposite of what we should do.
I think we are giving a shit is taking a chance.
I don't know if that was for or against what we were doing.
I'm just saying this whole thing, the fact that we even care about these people, that's taking a chance.
All right, fuck, okay. We'll leave them.
We'll do it.
Don't you have bigger fish to fry?
No, I think
Shouldn't we keep these things?
we need these vials for a case of emergency. I don't want to waste them.
Let's throw one. We'll throw one.
No, but then it's going to cause a huge explosion.
I'm going to put all 5 away.
Okay. If nothing is going to be done at the Willbreakers, you guys make your way back to the Red Keep for the 3rd time, and it's been a long day. You guys have exhausted yourselves, and is there anything more beyond before going to sleep?
What time is it?
Early evening. It's hard to tell once you get inside, but it's like 9 o'clock.
We're back at the Red Keep, right?
Yeah. Well, if you guys, I jumped you there, but if you want to do anything before there, you guys, up to you.
The service wasn't great at the last place. My mattress was bloody by the time I left. So I'm good with the Red Keep.
Yep. I was going to make an explosive arrow, but I don't want to tempt the fates tonight. I just placed a lot of explosives and didn't die, so.
Okay.
We're not bunking separately, right?
The rooms have been provided are individual rooms, but that doesn't mean you just have to sleep individually.
I'll take my own bite.
Hondo slips into one.
I'll just stare awkwardly at the 5 of us. I'll just be petting Fern, and I'll be like, "What do you get? Do you guys want to everyone bunk solo, or what do you want to do?"
I don't fucking know. I'm so tired.
I'll sleep with Fern. It's cool. Like, Gordon needs his space.
Valentine, you're welcome to sleep in our room with us.
All right, I'll sleep in your room. That's cool.
Okay. I'll before we go to bed, I'll just kind of side hug Alana and just say quietly, "I'm happy for you."
Aw,
Go to sleep.
thanks.
Lavender, are you sleeping in this room?
I've already crawled into a bed.
Okay.
One of the group beds, like in that room?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, I need Keith.
You get some quizzical looks as Keith is walked through the hall.
No one fucks with you.
But yeah, no one questions you guys. You guys have been given kind of carte blanche within the Red Keep so far. So
I will try and wait till everyone's asleep except Mary, depending on how people sleep.
hold on. I'm assuming Gord, you're in your own room.
He's gone.
He did say, "I want to read my book."
He's probably in his own room. That seems like a thing he would do.
He said,
Yeah,
"I
he
need to
said-
catch
Since
up on
you
my
said
book."
that, I
all
heard
caps.
the water dripping.
I'm gonna pull out my book too,
Okay.
just for fun.
You got a book? Oh, that book. Do you draw? Are you a drawer? Is like Lavender? Does she draw?
It's about the red,
The red
main
mains?
lights.
Yeah, I just wondered if Lavender draws. If that's the thing she does.
Takes a
Every
drink
time
overnight.
she sees like a brawly looking figure, she draws herself beside it.
Like that's so cute. Like holding hands with it.
Allie, how are you for attuned items?
I
Are you
think
full?
I'm okay. Yeah, I think I'm okay. I haven't used anything because I haven't used.
Well, I mean, like, are you full up on slots though? Like, what do you
Yeah.
have?
I am full up. I have Stormcraig.
Not getting
I
rid of that.
have the boots.
I think the
And the no, not the circlet. The ring. The signet.
What does that do again?
The signet. The ring is an indicator. Oh, allows you to cast heroism.
Oh, okay, yeah, keep that. Sure. I have that hat of disguise that could be useful for you, but it requires attunement, so just wear a cloak.
Yeah. I'll like cleverly like deck out my hair with braids or something and then stick things in it, like little tufts of leaves and stuff to just
Keith
hide the red.
Just make yourself like a really cool flower crown for the festival.
Yeah, basically just kind of
That's good.
conceal, don't feel.
You could probably ask Gord to make you something. He can make flowers and shit.
It's true.
Lord, can you make me something for myself?
just through the door.
Doesn't even let you finish.
Gord, I'm busy.
If we're in the room, I'm gonna try and ask Mary a question.
Okay.
So if you're on your book, I guess you're maybe adjusting your hair. And I'll try and say this quietly. I'll be like leaning on Fern, a little wing on me. And I'll quietly try to say, where was it? Hold on. I'll be like, who's Caecilius?
I've never met him. He's one of the 3 masters in the. Oh my god! What the fuck did the cat just knock over? Sorry. Oh, enough
What does
of the
that
dog.
mean?
The dog's food. He's one of the 3 masters in the Eldrazi. We've never met him, but he's the one who handled there a lot.
Should I be concerned how much you know about the Eldrazi?
No, we have a poor memory though. We've talked
Okay.
about this before.
Okay.
I don't know. It feels like ages ago. Back after the fight in Arendelle, Alexander. That's when I learned that the people I trained with for over 6 years were Zentarum. I got the fuck out of there. no idea who they were. I just knew they were. It was not a good time. It was fucked me up real fucking good.
I'll look at Brawley. I'll look at Lavender, and then I'll look back at Mary, and I'll say, "How do you feel about tomorrow?"
I'm very nervous. This has been a game of stopping the worst case, but not necessarily winning. And I think that's what's going to happen tomorrow as well. I also don't know if it's a for sure death, or perhaps they just have to kill her once and then we can bring her back, but it's all fucking over. I want to stop as much collateral damage as possible, but I'm a realist.
They said all the Harbingers, or Erithal said, the Harbingers are coming tomorrow. And
we've taken out one, but we know of two for sure.
One comes by a different means. That could be the death one.
If Throatier has a way to get here, yeah. Or
you think Throatier is one of the Harbingers?
I don't. All we know of the Harbingers for sure is that we killed one. Egoth is one.
Raymond?
And Raymond is one.
So the third, I don't know who that is. I'll look over to Lavender. I'll go, "Psst. Lav.
What?
You don't have to fight tomorrow. You don't have to be the decoy. If your mission's complete, you don't owe us anything. You could get out of here if you want."
Okay. Just kidding. No, it's fine. I like it.
You like what?
I want to help this family now more than ever. And I look at Rob.
What do you mean by this family?
I'm reading my book, okay? Can you just leave me alone? Oh.
It's fine, you can choose your family too. Doesn't have to be this family.
She just looks at him and then feels emotional and then just starts reading her book and doesn't reply.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for Val. Close the little eyes, say a prayer, and just go to sleep.
Okay. Everybody else okay? Good to call it a night?
Yeah.
Okay. Lavender, you read through the Redmane book and you solidify more of what you've learned before that goes into more of the history of the Redmane line, obviously. That's the whole point of the book. But you skip forward to kind of Gunther and his father, Vigrud, and their family. And you find that many of the Redmane line found it difficult to produce heirs, specifically difficult to produce male heirs. And the line before Gunther had only ever produced one male each line, from Byron, Kodlak, Thorn, Hamad, Vigrud, and then Gunther. And Gunther seemed to be the final, apparently, and on his death, that you know now, was unable to produce a male heir, and thus the first queen to rule the kingdom was Baldora. Just like extra information, you get to learn that she's the first female ruler of this nation for over 400 years, but over, I think, beyond 400 years, I think over 800 years since the Redmanes have taken control, or maybe even 1,000. Just something you pick up, something you learn.
She just hugs the book and then falls asleep. Mutters something about her mom.
Scott, did you read something in a book? I'm just
checking
reading,
to see if
I'm
I
reading
have
chat.
I think the book I had was about eclipses.
No, you didn't have a book. It was just like your general knowledge of arcana.
Okay, for some reason I thought he took a book from the library, but maybe not. I must be.
No, I thought I had something
There was something taken.
about devils or the eclipse or...
Yeah, you guys were looking into, when you were at the archives, you were looking into information about the fiends and about succubus and incubus.
I think that was it.
Okay, so we found everything that. Okay, for
that,
some reason
that information you've learned, but you said earlier today, it's true, you wanted to know more about the eclipse or learn more information about like what could be done during an eclipse, like why it was special.
Yeah.
But you would have to go to the archives to like see if there's anything more.
And I'd rather get a sleep, so that's okay.
Yeah. Gordo, are you here?
Golden?
Yep.
Okay. It is a relatively early evening for you guys, so without needing to push on trying to get along, trying to squeeze in a rest and read your book, you can read, what is that, 4 or 5 hours into your book without getting any penalties, or you can try and go for more and potentially suffer an exhaustion penalty into the next day. What do you do?
No, 5's good.
5's good. Okay, mark down 5 more. That puts you at like 45, I think, roughly.
Yep. 45 hours.
You're getting there. 5 hours.
Especially what you need to master something. That's the rules. 45 hours.
It's more like 80 for this. As you spend 5 hours of your time this evening reading this book, you are you're starting to get more and more into the core of this book, and you're starting to see why this is a book of renown and of pretty epic evil proportions. As it slowly kind of ingrains you with more and more of its dark energies, you feel this kind of creeping sense of cold as you read the book, but nothing further of it. You close the book and you settle in for a night of sleep. However, your dreams don't come to you immediately. You kind of drift in an empty, black space in your dreams. And your dreams take you kind of in this emptiness for what feels like an eternity, and just drifting amidst a dark sky, a dark ocean, maybe just a black hole of nothing. And then just at the edges of your vision, you start to see something form, and you kind of drift towards it. And as you reach this figure in the darkness, you are reminded of sights you saw when you were taken away from your found family in the abyss. Visions of a massive humanoid form adrift amidst a dark star sky. And this creeping cold claws reach over your shoulders and pierce into your shoulders, and you can feel the burn over your mark of Orcus. And you close your eyes, and when you reopen them, you are face to face with your patron once more.
Oh, fuck.
This massive, glaring, angry, kind of gory and bloody face of the demon lord Orcus glares down at you, and through spittle and bubbling black goop out of its massive maw, he looks down to you and says, "It's been some time, boy. Long time. You progressed well. You learned. That knowledge, that place, that thing you see in your dreams. I want it. I need it. reaches into its massive hooked claw into like a festering wound in this massive gut, and he pulls back, and his clawed hands are covered in just black ichor, and maggots are falling off. And he reaches forward to your face and puts 3 claws down the center of your face. And you feel this kind of burn in these 3 long claw marks. And your vision goes dark. And once again, you're in this empty, vacuous void. But you manage to finish a long rest, as do all of you. And morning comes to you. Most of you in the same room all begin to kind of wake up all together, ready to take on the day. Hondo and Gord awaking on your own.
Hondo, how much shadow boxing do you do?
2 hours. I'm fresh and ready.
It's so limber. Let me hit this long rest button. Take a rest.
Health all returned to everybody. If you'd lost any spells, all back for everybody.
Leah said, came back to Amanda making a terrified face. I also showed her a picture of Orcus during that speech.
It's pretty cool.
I tried to post one in the chat. I thought it just put it in there. I didn't know you had to like download it.
Oh, it doesn't just show it. That sucks.
Annoying.
So maybe I'll just like flag a guard outside and be like, we were supposed to meet Valdora for breakfast. Could you direct us to where that is?
Oh, she'll be in the throne room. But I will take you there, of course.
Perfect. I'll just get my compatriots and we can head there.
I'll await you. Here.
Everyone awake? Rise and shine, everyone. I try and stir Lavender's book. You gotta wake up. Gotta wake up.
Alana and I are doing our morning workout stretch routine that we've done since forever because we always room together.
While they're doing that, can I sneak in and look at Alana's hammer?
Alana doesn't have the hammer.
Oh.
She wasn't given it. It was given back to Baldora when you guys parted ways.
Well, that's...
Lucky for all of us. All right, let's go see the queen.
It would do that thing that Molnir does where it just like drops you to the ground because you can't hold it if Pano tried to pick it up.
I'll knock on Gord's door.
Gord?
I'm up.
Hey, you ready for breakfast, bud?
I'm always ready for breakfast.
As Gord opens the door with a rather ominous statement about breakfast.
Most important meal of the day.
What's his face look like?
You see a stark difference to Gord's face.
Oh!
3 long streaks of black down his face that almost like a festering kind of black, almost drip. And both eyes have gone pure milky white.
Oh my god, are you okay? Can you see me? Gord?
Yeah,
What
what?
did you eat last night?
Your face. It looks... Have you seen your face?
In the room.
No. I'm gonna put my hand across my face. Mask of many faces. Resort to my normal face.
Okay.
Oh. Oh, were you just trying to trick us?
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right.
Man, it's still early.
I haven't had my coffee yet. That was probably... I'm pretty...
It's like when I wake up, I haven't even licked any of my fur down or anything.
I don't know how that works. I'm really
Happy,
sorry.
I just woke up, man.
It's like pushed up flat up the whole one side of his
Yeah,
face.
one side is just like curled up.
I'm sorry,
Like-
man. I didn't know.
Like when Simba gets a bath.
Yeah,
Animated series.
Oh,
except way more evil.
giant kitty.
All right, let's get some coffee.
Fuck yes, coffee. So
The
all
group of
coffee.
guards around your suites. There you see there's one station at each door, though you only needed 3 rooms. 3 of them leads you back towards the throne room, and it's not far. Your chambers are just off the main hall that would lead you down to the throne room, and then off to the right would be back towards the intersecting halls that would lead to the Soul Forge and deeper within the keep. But at the throne room, you are brought inside once more, though you don't immediately see anybody in the throne room. However, the balcony doors are open onto the stone anvil atop the outer city. And as you kind of make your way in with the soldiers leading you away, they direct you out towards the stone anvil. And looking over the one side, you see Baldora, Thor, Haldor, Baldric, and Kildred just kind of having coffee, and there's a small table of
You're gonna say death. I thought you were gonna say they jumped.
they are having coffee, and there's a small table of breakfast foods and stuff like
Just
that.
Lavender's face.
However, none of them look in your direction, as they are all looking off onto the horizon, where as you step out, you see a bright red sky, as a red dawn has taken the sky, as this whole stone is awash in this red light, and the five of them are kind of in this hushed conversation as you make your way forward. You hear just the tail end of Kildred complaining of a red dawn being an omen of bloodshed, as you approach, and says, he under his breath, though 3 or 4 of you with high perception catch him say, and here comes another omen of bloodshed. Just kind of pulls back away a bit.
What a douche nozzle.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Nice sky.
Hi, if you believe some of the tales of sailors, a storm may be on its way.
I
Harry
glance,
thinks very strongly back to the last words of that guy from yesterday.
I glance at Mary, assuming I heard that too. And yeah. Well, let's bring the storm.
I like that intonation. I believe, and she kind of glares at the others who seem to be a little bit more ominous, suspicious. She says, I believe that this is more of a sign that we are prepared for a fight, and a fight will come to us, but we're not going to be caught with our pants around our ankles, thanks to you. We're strong. Yeah. We're ready for a fight.
Yeah, Kildred.
I will take a very large cup of coffee.
Yep, it's there. It's hot. It is strong, but it's good.
Yes.
It's real strong.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, so we did what we said we were going to do yesterday, and it seemed to work. So we're ready for that.
Okay.
And
well, festival preparations are underway, and you look out over the outer city, and you're like high above the outer city now, and it's kind of a really cool aerial perspective that some of you are used to. Gord, you're used to seeing aerial perspectives as turning into a bird all the time, but a lot of you don't get to experience this all the time. So it's kind of a cool moment, and it's just like a cool, it's a warm breeze. It's kind of flowing through up along this kind of Pride Rock structure, and you overlook and you see the streets are already bustling with preparations and people moving about even this early in the morning, getting things ready, last minute decorations and stalls being set up. You can already smell kind of a waft of sizzling meat and things being cooked and prepared. Festival preparations are in full swing. The queen looks to you and says, all right, well, the outer city is prepared in the manner you have prepared. What's our move? What do we do?
We need to, you to make an appearance somewhere in the outer city at some point today. I don't know where you should be for real, though. Perhaps you yourself do actually make an appearance and duck away while the decoy makes a run for it. Maybe perhaps the Champions Guild make it be a good place to hole up out there.
In the Longhouse, that's not a bad idea. Would that be okay with? And she turns to Haldor and she says, "Our home is yours." She says to you all, says, I'm supposed to be presenting awards for the artisan goods and sculptures, but that's not until the feast. Just before the feast would be when I'm supposed to be there. However, making an appearance before is not unheard of.
Feign illness.
Easily enough.
Well, Lavender can feign illness. Your acting chops ready there, Lav?
Yes.
Then I'll hole up in the Champions Guild in the outer city and await you. I'll be honest, I don't like hiding.
You're not hiding. We're just waiting until they're in the right spot.
I know. It just feels wrong,
Haldor, I don't know what your plans were, but perhaps you could be our eyes in the sky if you were to take a position up here. We could communicate through our book. And do you still have a sending stone with Thor?
I have a sending stone to Miss Brawwyn here. I have a sending stone to Thor, and I have one to the Queen, in fact. I also, obviously, yes, we have our diplomat's pouch in which we can communicate. I think that is not a bad position to take. If we had spoke previously that Kildred and I position ourselves up here, Baldric wishes to accompany the Queen, as does Thor. So the three of them can take position within the Champions Guild in the in Bedrock in the outer city, while you, Lavender here can take position as the Queen. And are you all going to look as yourselves or disguise as well?
Some of us can look like those who should be accompanying you to the keep as we go back that way. Most of us actually can disguise ourselves right now. Alana can be herself with the little leaves in her hair. But we can look like Thor, accompany, or the people who we would want to accompany you back to the keep.
Succulent crown.
Perhaps. I think hiding ourselves would not be smart. At the very least, try to make as much of a presence of you and anyone who should be accompanying you to keep you safe as we can. We can accomplish that.
What if you guys do that, and I'll play Fern and I will be Ariel, and we'll be flying around, perched in places. I think me griffins and people flying around, is that like a normal thing to do as like a patrol?
You typically don't have them fly around. They typically take a position and fly to where they need to be. However, should you take a position somewhere along the edges, along the mountain wall or on the outer walls, that would be not unheard of. You would have a good line of sight across the city.
Well, maybe I'll be flying around, just keep an eye on things.
Could you say it's ceremonial?
Yeah.
We can make that happen.
We could do ceremonial. That's a great idea. Griffins flying around, but we could have a designated rescue team for you that maybe waits with Kildred and Haldor up here. And if things go bad, you signal and they fly to the longhouse and pick you up and bring you back here.
Oh, shit. Jamichael.
Jamichael is ready to do what he needs to do. Isn't that right, Hondo?
Who's Jamichael?
That's a bird.
That is a code word for a special friend of ours.
We need to get him in place quickly.
We have time, but let's get Jamichael ready.
That'll take an hour, and then you gotta get him there. But so, I mean, the day is yours to do as you will. The information you've received says the enemy will be arriving in the evening, or at the very least striking in the evening.
Who knows if that's still accurate or not, though.
Absolutely. And you have a day of a festival and a bit of a performance to put on, but you still have hours before anything like that is gonna really get underway. The festival, as you find out from the council, it doesn't really start until like early afternoon. Like, this is just prep and everybody kind of in festive mood, but then like kind of games and drinking and feasting begins around noon. There is a presentation of the artisan goods sculptures, the judging of that, and it's kind of a big to-do with a hefty gold prize to the winners. And then at the end of that, it brings in the beginning of the Feast of the Moon, which is just open booze and food for the entire outer and inner city, whoever participates, all culminating in the eclipse, which is set to come just as night falls.
Can I spend some time just with the queen, like asking her questions of people that I should know and how I should respond to like specific people she might point out?
For sure. She kind of makes a point to get across like how her demeanor is. She's a little brash, but like regal, like just enough off the cuff kind of wit and kind of brash attitude that she is allowed essentially while still remaining respected. So you don't have to be like full queen regal. She's a little bit more down to earth, but she is of the people. They are very fond of her. So she kind of says like there's often people will come up to her and shake hands, and typically she doesn't accept anything from the people and anyone who presents anything, and it does happen. Her guard detail will intercept and typically take it away just out of security precaution. So if your party is to be around you, that's something to be aware of, so that you don't accidentally get slipped something. But is there anything more specific you want to know?
Can I have some clothing from her?
Yeah, she can provide you with some clothes, but she says it's more likely she would wear armor. So she would be wearing.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, she'd be wearing like a full suit of armor, more of an ornamental suit than an actual combat suit in this kind of situation. Kind of like, although I guess that was combat armor. In The Witcher, the Lion Queen, she's wearing that like dope ass
cool.
armor. Yeah, that's like something like more ornamental that she would wear.
But what we could do is we could store her proper armor and gear at the Longhouse. And when she goes there, she can feign needing to go there for some, I don't know, ceremonial shit. And you can literally switch. She can change into her proper armor, and Lavender, you can take the ornamental armor. So it's the real shit.
Well, the problem is, though, I think casting might be limited if she's in.
Well, no, but she doesn't have to wear it the whole time. She literally just has to wear it in order to get back into the keep. She doesn't have to stay in the keep.
Yeah, just it is admittedly like you are not proficient in armor. Like your speed would be slower, you would be encumbered. But if you don't plan on doing anything drastic, you'll be fine.
Can I secretly just like tell the queen that I am very good at these kind of things persuasion-wise, but in battle, it's not my experience like hers. So even if she would have security around her, I may need more because I'm like not strong in those areas.
Yeah, she says, well, as long as you keep your friends close, I think that'll be more than sufficient. And obviously, we can double the detail that I would have. I think that wouldn't be a surprise to anybody to see more of our guard alongside you, or alongside me. It's weird.
Thank you.
But of course, keep yourself safe. Don't get hurt on my account.
I'll do my best.
How many sets of armor? I kind of tuned out during that. Like, does she have 2 sets of armor? Could she be wearing hers and Lav could have one?
Yeah, she's got like a battle set and then an ornamental set.
Gotcha.
So she's gonna wear her battle set, and she'll show Lav the ornamental set. You will need to be dwarf sized to wear it because it will be too small for your regular body.
Right.
I don't know.
Could we ask around to see if anyone here has access to potions?
Within the keep?
Well, or like at least, I think last time they directed us somewhere else and we kind of bought them out, but
Yeah, they don't really keep a whole lot in stock. They don't really you've come to realize these guys don't really use magic for a lot of stuff. They're not they have some very minimal amount of magical artifacts that they only reserve for the queen. They didn't even give her the stuff until there was a reason to pull it out of storage and wear it. They don't really believe in it, and also as you've kind of come to realize with Gunther passing and with Rune passing, they're not even big on resurrection. They as things happen, that's how they're meant to happen. That's kind of their belief. They don't like the interference of arcane magic, though they understand its purpose in the world you live in. It's just not something that they do. Even the divine magic they have is pretty low key and they try in the most dire circumstances.
Okay, so I have the dimension door gem. Who has the other gem?
I do, but I could give it to someone.
I think you should pop a cure something.
Maybe I don't have it. I think it's already got just cure wounds in it. I think
it does have a cure wounds. That's what I mean. But who's going to be holding it?
Why doesn't Brawley take it?
Yeah, I
can
agree.
if you want.
It's got a level 2 cure wounds in it.
We should just get one random person to follow us around with a sack full of potions and other
If we can find potions first.
potions, tools, whatever we need. This guy will
Here,
have.
Hondo, that might be this morning as we're trying to prep. Why don't we send you? Why am I saying this? Why don't we send you shopping?
I got to send him with Jamichael to do his thing.
Oh, that's right. Okay, never mind. You can go with Jamichael. We'll check the places we checked last time. I have a feeling that we're out. Who has how many potions? I think let's figure that out now. I have nothing.
I also have nothing.
So we have 4 greater and 2 regular.
We used some.
So we used some, I guess, in the last fight. Did everyone use potions?
I had mine written down and I crossed it out.
Let me check.
I'll still go check to those last places to see if they have any more.
Which places, sorry?
Places wherever we got the potions last time.
You got them in the outer city.
Fuck. Okay, well, when we end up going to the outer city at some point today. So everything might be closed because of the festival. Should have fucking done this yesterday.
So Lav has a potion. I remember she got one. I don't think she used one. Hondo, you downed a potion in that fight.
Alana did too. She used a potion.
Too.
Yeah.
So we just have the one. Just one that Lav has. That's it.
Cool. And we got the cure wounds thing.
Yeah. Brock, have you looked at your spells if you want to change anything up this morning?
I'm looking at it right now. I think I'm good. I changed them a few games ago, and then I never really used them.
Yeah, there was only the one combat there so far, really.
I got my scrolls ready.
What do you all have, Scott?
Etherealness. I can only use it on myself. Identify, catapult, dispel magic ×2.
I have Dispel Magic in my sword. Those vials of poison. Do you have vials of poison still, Hondo? I think so, right?
I do.
Okay. I might keep those 3 vials of poison then. At the very least, I can. How long does it last upon application, Kyle? It's just an hour or something, right?
It'll wear off typically after an hour.
Okay, so I'll just hang on to them.
Okay.
I'm gonna write that down in my. Let's just seriously, everything we have. We're gonna need everything we have. We're gonna have to get ready to deal with Raymond, and I don't know how we're gonna deal with that.
I have a cane sword.
Oh yeah, no, we're good. We can carry weapons openly, right? That's not gonna be a problem at this festival.
Oh, we can carry it, yeah.
No, yeah, you guys are fine.
Okay. That's our emergency need to dress fancy sword.
I also, sorry, maybe I misunderstood. I thought also you guys were kind of taking the position of extra guard over Lavender. So you would absolutely have the position of guard would have a weapon. So.
Okay. Yeah. It's just a question of what we're all doing before that.
I don't think we have time to do the potion thing. By time, I mean I think we fucked that. So I think
I think so too.
we already bought a shitload of potions. We cleaned out that one shop.
That's the thing. Like, it's been less than a week. Like, it takes a while to brew stuff.
Yeah.
So like that was the kind of the total amount that they had. It's a bit of a trade-off. You're able to get like some really great stuff some places don't have, but not everything. You get lots of diamonds, but no potions.
I am going to be. I can't get anyone back up in this fight.
I'll just make sure I'm healed to everything.
Okay. Hondo, don't forget your poison vials. Those are going to be useful. We're going to have to apply those right before the fucking fight if we can. Fuck. I don't know what else to do. I could try to craft some explosive arrows, but I'd rather get out and get intel. I'd rather get out there and start walking around the people and just trying to spot shifty people until we're needed as guard. We should have... Oh, that would look sketchy. Should have done this last night. We should have had someone watching those tunnels to make sure the Wilburgers didn't fuck with anything.
Didn't you guys leave a bunch of...
Oh, yeah, we did.
have
Okay, never
soldiers
mind.
then?
You're right.
Yeah.
We did leave guards.
Is the crystal ball a one-time use per day?
Yep.
Yes.
It's just something else.
So yeah, sorry. You, I should say, you can use it as a focus because you need to cast Scry. You need a focus to use on. However, it has one free cast within the item.
Right, so if we got like a
So if
scroll or
you-
something, we could do it again.
Exactly. Actually, even
Okay.
a scroll, I think a scroll defeats the need for a focus. But if you learned the spell Scry, you can use this to continually cast it. Whereas you would need something to cast it through if you naturally had it.
Bord can get Scry eventually, right?
I think bards and druids both can.
I also have 5 vials of explosive danger.
Those should
And a
stay
gay
in,
gem.
those should stay in your bag because we don't want any of us to hold it.
Gonna
and
pull out
fall.
the gate gem. Just say, here you go.
I got like a gate gem like compass thing. I got like a gate gem key thing.
Apparatus. Yeah.
Apparatus, that's the one.
We have not had time to look at.
I got an infernal box we still haven't opened. So
Fuck
like,
that.
we have a lot
No.
of
Not
Yeah, let's
touching
pop that.
Oh, God. Great day to pop that.
Let's go with Lav.
We have that assassin vial too.
Assassin
Yeah,
vial.
yeah, I have those, the poison. Yeah, those need to be applied to something. What I would like to do, and we'll see if everyone else wants to do that too. Kyle, you're out of focus again. Just try to walk around amongst the people and try to, it's gonna be useless, but just keep eyes and ears open for anyone watching the queen suspiciously, for anyone watching us suspiciously, for who fucking knows.
Okay. I have a couple of prefaces and questions. The queen is going out into the crowd as herself, and then heading into the guild house, and then Lavender is taking over, or Lavender is always the queen headed out into the crowd, and the queen is just going to post up in secret.
I think we need to get the queen there, and the best case is going to actually be doing it as herself, because she has to get there anyway.
And then do a switch.
That's what I would recommend.
I just want to clarify.
Yeah.
It's your guys' group call.
Yeah, it's probably the best call because then we don't have to worry about her being seen. We can make it obvious that she goes there. Lav could look like a guard or something, and then once we get in there, Lav could make the switch. We keep her there.
Yeah, definitely disguise first.
Okay.
Who can disguise yourself? Gord, Lav,
Me.
and you. So if
And
you guys look
Hondo.
like,
And Hondo, but he uses a spell.
so maybe save the spell, Hondo.
Do you have disguise self, Kevin?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
What we could do, I mean, in theory, we've made ourselves public. We should be accompanying the queen anyway, I guess, right?
I think so too. So like Hondo and I could just look normal. I could ride beside them on Fern. Like I'll be a target. That's cool.
I can consistently look normal too. I mean, Alana and I, it would make the most sense to have us standing near the queen.
Mm-hmm.
It would be expected.
Yeah, let's do that then. We'll be the obvious bodyguards, like hired mercenaries.
No problem.
Especially to those who know us. It would be expected for us to be there.
So
But I think Lav should look like a guard.
Yes, so
So
that
that
she
it's not a-
doesn't mysteriously go missing. Yeah.
the last thing before any of this kicks off, Baldora just kind of says, like, this is early prep. This stuff, like, she wouldn't even make an appearance until about mid-afternoon, or like about 12 o'clock, about noon. So you would have a couple of hours of anything you want to do before, like you were talking about doing Jamichael, getting him set up.
Yes.
Anything of that before you guys enact the queen is in the crowd plan. This is the time to do it. You got a couple hours.
So Jamichael, if we have a couple hours, we could just see if we could scrounge up some potions. Like,
Do you want to
throw an investigation check for potions. Whoever wants to give that a thing, that would be a chance for you to try that. Scry, how long does Scry take to cast? Isn't it
10 minutes?
right? Yeah, it's only 10 minutes.
Mary, you're good in investigation, right?
Yeah, I can help.
I will inspire you. You do it.
Okay. Do you want to waste an inspiration, or do you just want to help me and then we can get advantage?
I guess just help you.
Okay. Like, don't save all your shit. Let's save everything. No one wastes any spells.
So, sorry, as you roll this, is Hondo going solo to the mines to set up Jamichael, or are you doing this as a group? I'm just curious.
I can fly him there.
Oh, that's smart. Okay. It's just very simple. You just need to take an hour to cast your Find Familiar, Kevin.
Mhm.
Once that's there, you got Jamichael. You fly over with Valentine, and what are your orders to him?
What should I be looking for? Is the
I think the plan was something like hole up
In the mines.
in the mines where we were like earlier. When you see something that is like an army, or when you hear something that's an army, immediately fly to us, and the whole time be screaming in telepathy, they're
Yeah.
here, they're here, they're here, they're here, until you get within range.
I have to stay within 100 feet.
Pardon
No,
me?
you're okay. You just can't hear or see through him until you're within 100 feet.
Okay.
So he can position wherever you want, and then you give him the order to do whatever he does. And provided he is still alive, and that's pretty much it. Provided he has not gone to 0 hit points, you are good to go.
Yeah,
And
I
I-
mean, he might get killed, but
I think I saved this guy until we're worried about Jamichael.
okay, that's a good idea.
Am I looking for them to just appear, or am I looking for them to advance, though?
I'd say appear as soon as we know that they're there.
Yeah, I think so. If they advance, they might be close enough to hurt him, so maybe just appear.
Okay, so where are you positioning Jamichael?
How far into the mine, Hondo?
Well,
So here, let me give you a quick rundown of the layout, if that
Okay.
makes sense. So there is the entrance that spirals down to this point, like roughly here, and then it was a couple hundred feet this way from that like spiral down to where the illusory walls and the Remoraz was. It's a couple hundred feet out of the outer city this way, and then it was several hundred feet, like a mile or so back towards the inner city that way, where they would reach the inner city entrance by the Daggers Guild. So you've got a central point at this kind of lower spiral entrance, or your trap, which is set up in the outer city up here, in the outer city mine entrance. Or at the illusory wall, whatever you
I
want.
guess the central area would be okay, because you want to have it so that there's enough time where their advancement won't be like a panic. Like, we'll have enough
Yeah.
time to get ready.
That's smart.
Probably the center area.
That's a good idea. Plus, then if we fucked up and they're not going to the outer city and they're going to the inner city, then we'll
We
know.
need to be able to recover too if we see the wrong side.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's a good plan.
It takes you the hour to cast, but and a little bit of time to fly out there and position yourself. But with Valentine's help, and obviously on Fern, and a little bit of time, you are able to position Jamichael, give him the order, and then pull back to the stone anvil as Mary and anyone else who wants to go into the Marquee District, which takes roughly the same amount of time. Throw me your investigation check to try and find some extra potions.
Do I have advantage or no? Is someone helping me?
The one who was helping you was Valentine or Hondo, but both of them would have been gone during this time. So if anyone goes with you, I would say just straight roll. You already rolled it.
It wasn't very good. It's like a 15.
15 is enough.
Okay.
You managed to scrounge up 2 more regular potions. Like they are brand new, fresh potions, literally a day of. That's all you got, though, unfortunately.
Okay. I'll keep one and I'll give one to Alana. At the very least, we can get to people and dump them down people's throats if we need to.
And they run you, what was it? Like 150 gold?
I don't remember.
150 gold.
Okay. What are they called? I tried just potions and that didn't work.
I think it's a potion of healing.
Okay, I'll figure it out.
Just type healing.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Okay. So, noon, the sky is high, or the sky is high. The sun is high in the sky as a relatively clear day, and you hear music begin to take over. The festival is in full swing as you all prepare yourselves to move into the outer city. We can either stop here or progress a little further. This is a decent stopping point, or we can get to how this all plays out a little bit. It's up to you guys.
Does Amanda have to work tomorrow?
Yeah, I'd be okay to stop here if that's cool with people.
That's fine with me.
Sure.
Oh,
midnight.
shit.
Prep time. Everybody, you're about to... We'll leave it as... all of you in your appropriate disguises, whether as guards, mercenaries, and the queen in her battle-ready armor with Baldric and Thor.
Could we say, sorry, that she's in her
ready.
ornate armor just for this walk, but then she could switch into her battle armor?
Yep, in her ornamental armor. You guys make your way out of the Red Keep, through the outer city and into the main kind of thoroughfare of the outer city amidst the Moonweaver Festival. And that's where we'll pick up next time.
Can I swipe one of those vials?
From
You're gonna try
Valentine?
and
Yeah.
Which vial?
One of the explosives?
I thought you were going to try and steal a healing potion. I don't know what's
No.
worse, to be honest.
Don't need those. I want a vial.
You could ask me for one.
Like, you'll give me it.
If you asked me, I'd probably be more inclined than to...
All right. I'll ask him on the conference. Oh, well, I would like a vial. I fear that I have died a few times and I need some protection.
You want to make it faster? I'd be inclined to give you a vial, but this is what I worry about. If you get punched or pushed, what if it breaks and explodes?
I will put it in a very cushioned area.
Right in the old taint.
I'll put it in my boot. I'll put it.
In your boot? Could I pitch this idea to you? If a fight starts to go down, instantly you can grab one from my bag of holding. I just feel like it's safe in there.
Very well, I guess.
Just feel like if you're carrying nitroglycerin around and we're about to get in a fight, it's not going to go well. You've also previously thrown stuff and it's ended very terribly. There's one I can't recall correctly. Which one was it? Brawley was doing something, I think, and then you threw a rock at her and it ruined it. What was that?
I don't
No.
remember.
You've thrown.
With Murph.
Yeah, he's thrown.
There was that. There's been a
that.
couple.
He's thrown a jar of leeches, and all it
That
did.
was
Oh,
it.
when
And a
our
robot.
things exploded and when we had
Yeah.
lack of eyebrows.
You threw leeches at Neavir and it ended her concentration. She didn't focused on
Yeah,
blast.
that's right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that happened.
Okay, one more idea.
Okay.
What if we give Jamichael a vial, and when he sees the troops, he drops it on them, and then
That's
That's
not
not
a
bad.
bad idea.
I'm a little
At
nervous.
this
about it.
point, you're already
We already did it though.
mid-plan. You can break, plan when you'll have time. This is noon. They're planning on being here for the evening. You've got, 6, 8, 9.
So
10
I like that plan a lot.
hours.
but I ponder if we have to phrase it really well. Like,
Maybe what we... Oh, I'm not there.
No, I was planning on. I was kind of envisioning this happening as you guys are riding the elevator down.
Okay.
So like, it's just like there's a group of all of you all getting ready for battle, and then kind of in the back, Hondo is trying to argue with Valentine to try and get a vial.
it's just like, then we'd have to get back on the horse, go there, bring Jermichael out, give him a new thing, put him back in.
I'd just be nervous about Jermichael like accidentally or whatever,
Yeah,
setting
that
off
bug
that daisy
monster.
chain before they get to it.
If the bug
Michael
monster
is a reputable bird here. He's not.
Well, we
already
could-
been eaten once by a huge centipede.
What we could also do, though, is use Jermichael in battle to
Yeah, that's cool.
drop those, and that can be what sets off the daisy chain. Is he can drop that right at the
Flies. Harry, this is a brilliant plan. Jermichael comes back. He tells us. We give him a vial.
Yeah.
He goes in.
Yeah, and then when Hondo tells him, he can drop that right at the mouth of the thing that sets off the daisy chain.
That's a tight plan.
Turn your familiar into a suicide bomber? That's
no,
pretty
he
fucked up.
flies over.
I
Not
thought
a
about it with-
suicide bomber.
No,
more
he's
like
gonna
a
die in there.
aerial bomb.
Yeah,
He
that's
is
a kamikaze
for
play.
sure dead in there.
You won't be able to escape before.
No.
He'll be vaporized easy.
Yeah,
But he'll
he's
be
got
fine
one
in
hit
the
point.
spirit plane, and then he'll come back.
Yeah.
We just got to make sure
Yes.
that
He'll be pissed for sure.
we find a way to retreat so that none of our people get blasted in this.
Yeah. Hondo, that's a good plan. But I think building off Mary's plan is an even better plan.
Okay.
But it was your plan.
Well, I'm good with either plan.
Okay. Then you guys have a week to ponder what could happen, the ramifications of the plans you've made, whether you've made the right decisions, or whether your enemy has outsmarted you. Only one way to find out.
Oh, God. Good game, guys.
Yeah,
Good game.
That was awesome.
good game.
Raleigh's a
everybody.
princess.
But I've always wanted,
Princess and
Tiny little
sister.
crown.
Yeah.
right?
Good game, Kyle. That was really
Yeah,
good.
that was
Yeah,
so
you did
fun.
awesome.
Crushed it.
Thanks for tuning in. Join us next time as the Wildcards awaken the morning of the Moonweaver Festival and prepare for whatever foul deeds may come their way. There'll be a new episode up every Tuesday, so stay tuned. But until then, keep exploring.